figure this. We'll figure this nonsense out. Yep. What?
Talking about.
All
Y'all
right.
got a cleric with you now.
They finally got a
glass
cleric.
is half full.
All right, everybody. Let's dive in.
We've had plenty of healers this whole time. It's fine.
Hey, Internet. We're morally ambiguous. I mean, the group. Oh, that we're playing. Anyway, hi, I have questionable judgment. No, my name is Todd. We're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna be, we're real close. This is episode 54, and we are definitely, just walking, rub some dirt on it. Thank you, Yaufen, and for everybody else who's watching live. Do remember, if you're watching live, we take games. We're happy to make it part of the game. We're gonna introduce ourselves. We're gonna
Todd?
dive right in. What's up?
Yelfin said sound killed out.
What? Oh, now it's back.
Oh, it's back.
Okay.
I'm listening. It's fine.
Anyway, we definitely play some D&D, and we definitely take some suggestions live. We also do podcasts, so if you want to catch up on episodes, we also have YouTube, VOD, and all that jazz. Although I heard, thank you, viewer feedback, apparently I need to fix my playlists. What? You don't count 51, 1, 53? That... You don't do that? Anyway. So we're going to dive in just a moment, but first we're going to meet everybody at the table as per usual. So I think we're just going to start out, just for a change, we're going to start out over here with the angry duck face, which is Carl. Welcome back, Carl. Good to hear your voice.
How's it going? Good to be back.
All right, and
So-
and what do you do?
Well, I'm Falurie. Falurie is a shadow monk. Hides in the shadows, hunting her prey. It's been a little different in the past few episodes where her prey has fallen under different circumstances. So can't wait to see where she goes from now.
I gotta say, welcome to Darmita's world. We're like, wait, you're normally prey. She's
What do you
busy-
mean I have to make a freaking deal with you
What do you
and
mean?
try to keep you alive?
I can't just murderate you on sight.
To be fair, you could murderate them on site.
Yeah, you are absolutely
If-
welcome to.
I could, but that might screw us over. I mean, but I did kill Skrit last week.
Yeah.
Or Skrix.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
You
my mistake.
backhanded him and then brought him back.
You know, so at least I got a little satiation with that.
Little imp-tastic murderation there. All right, let's keep going around the horn. So we've met Carl, and you're the monk. You punch stuff. All right, let's go all the way down to the end with Donnie or Kootenai. I'm not sure. I didn't ask which name you wanted me to use, so we've used them both now. Sorry.
Doesn't matter. Do I need to share my video so you can see me or something here?
If you feel you want to, otherwise it's totally fine not to. It is totally your call.
I'll wait till I get done eating then.
Yeah,
Good call.
that's fair.
Hi,
so who
my
are you
name is
playing?
Kootenai. I am a Hengeakai wolf. I am a cleric. I'm here to help heal the team.
Nice. We had to bring in a ringer. Now, that is technically an old player race, like a character race. But
It is.
but I'm kind of looking at it like a shifter, kind of homebrew version. So
I'm going to share my screen temporarily, and I'm going to show you the book that it comes from.
ooh, oh dear, that caused the maps to move, but that's okay. Nice, advanced. It's
Oh, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, and it's advanced.
Yeah.
Nice. I used to play that back in the day. That's where I cut my teeth. All
Well,
right.
that's where my character comes from.
Awesome. Well, we're welcoming you to the table, and thanks for jumping in. Okay.
Shifting
So-
cameras again.
Yeah, it's gonna do that. I don't know. Are you planning on doing cameras or? Oh, I can fix that later. Hey,
I
Uncanny
will
Tree.
once I get the
Welcome
new.
back, Sarah Fabriel, and all the people in chat. Get your suggestions ready. Warm up. Okay, Cerebral. All right, let's keep going around the horn. Gordon, welcome back.
Hey,
Are you as excited as I am?
playing Fenris, and yeah, you know, we'll see what happens. He's he's I think I think the feeling across the group, but I think in some ways with Fenris, there's we're about to embark on some fateful events.
Yeah,
Put it
you
that
got
way.
some stuff going on. So we'll see. I personally am very curious to see where this goes. So that's the best part of communal storytelling. I just got to say. All right. So game wise, you're a sorcerer.
I'm a shadow sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've been here right back from the beginning. You and Henrietta.
That's right.
Nice.
Right from the first campaign.
Right from back when I had a microphone and we sat around a desk or a table at Spielhaus, which is still there. I drove by the other day.
Oh, great.
I think it's still there. I don't know if they're open, but someday. So welcome back. All right, Bela, who the are you?
I ask myself that every fucking morning.
Wait, she's
Every
in
morning.
character already.
So, but for this, I'm playing Darmita. Much like Cher, one name only. But yeah, she is our Gloomstalker ranger, and she's fallen Aasimar, and she's recently reunited with her undead mother, who's a fallen deva, and yeah.
You are finding out just
she's-
how fallen you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty freaking fallen, which is giving her a little head spin a little bit. But things are starting to stabilize a little for her because, Benkuhm is back, who I'll tell you about in a second, and Lulu is back.
That's right.
Technically, while we don't have Archibald back, it's of his own free will and choice, and she's good with that. That doesn't upset her. And she's starting to not be such a bitch.
Careful though.
Yeah.
That's your superpower.
that is Darmita's superpower. I'll roll for bitch, and I usually get
Quick,
a natural
roll
20
for
on
bitch. Darmita rolls with advantage.
that. Super advantage. But yeah, and I'm also tonight I'll be playing Benkuhm.
That's right. Since you already brought him up, do you want to tell us a little bit about our friend Benkuhm? Unfortunately, Trent couldn't be here. But
Work obligations, but hello, I'm Benkuhm Picote, and Talote, whoops, don't even know my damn name, and I am a barbarian Goliath, and I hit shit.
hit
Yeah.
the shit. You
I hit the shit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
And
described
that
that better than he did.
and that is my Trent impression.
You just
Trent,
have to
I
throw
am
in a
so
little bit of
sorry.
boat, and you're good to go.
Boat.
He just kind of mutters, used to be sailor.
I,
All right.
I remember that episode.
That's it.
boat.
So do I.
Boat. All right.
Boat.
And that brings us all the way back around to Darcy. Take it away, Darcy.
Hey everyone, I'm Darcy. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarcyBits. Tonight I'm playing Henrietta Hen Pedersen, the pacifist paladin of Pelor, as well as Felicia de Tander, the Srafneblin druid of the Underdark. Yeah, they're both very different and very fun.
Nice. Yeah, we've been rallying the troops and getting ready. It's been all building up. And you got the word the very last time. You guys are digging your way through the scab, as it's called, on your way to the Bleeding Citadel to retrieve the sword of Zariel, the fallen archdevil, one-time angel, now turned in the service of Asmodeus, and your own personal arch-nemesis. And now, the jig is up. Zariel knows that Nishida, Darmita's mom, who's got it going on, has turned. My goal is to make you spray pop out of your nose. Nishida raised Lulu using her powers granted to her by Zariel as part of an infernal pact, and that's not going to go over so well. Zariel is wise, and the very last thing you heard was that as you stand before the entrance into the Bleeding Citadel, into the hiding spot for this amazing sword, which is supposed to give you a fighting chance, you get word from Nishida.
It is done. Lulu is risen. And Zariel knows. Be ready.
And that is where we're going to pick up in just a second. The double brass doors stand before you, almost unscathed, untouched, in this horrific scab. You are deep inside this cave that is made of the very bleeding heart of Avernus. The plains themselves rejecting this holy artifact which was imprisoned here, locked away where fiends could not get it. You find yourselves standing before this door, surrounded in this strange, spongy ground with crusty sections of brown and red, little pools and little droplets of blood dropping from the ceiling. This massive scab just dangling from the top, is like a stalactite, one of those two. In front of you, the pure white alabaster wall is only partially exposed. These demons, the Nalfeshni and a whole bunch of other Belzus, and all these demons have been trying to claw, drawn by the presence of that which was so holy, but they couldn't get in. Nothing could breach these doors, but they are you can see the claw marks and the gnawing as they've basically burrowed their way out and down and into the side of this mound. Just ahead of you, you can see the beginnings of the wall of this massive citadel, which wraps up and around this. You can hear the gnolls and Vrox just in the other room, through a cave door a little bit back. You can hear the Balzus that Henrietta just whispered to and said, "Flee." And for some reason, they just did. They just left. They just and go scurrying away. These weird half-goat demons with these strange, festering, bulbous wounds and just pus-filled eyes just go running off past you, leaving you alone in the chamber. The corpse of the Nefeshni just beginning to turn into ooze in front of you and spread out. You have to step around that to get to the door, and it lays in front of you. Darmita pauses, hovering about 20 feet in the air, using her boots of flight, and she kind of gasps ever so slightly, and the rest of you take it all in. All right, morally ambiguous. What do you want to do?
We're standing before these doors. If I recall correctly, someone, not me, of course, read some texts that were on them. Is that right? Was it like around the arch or something? One of those classic things?
Yes, it did have some words on it, and I have to look those up. Excuse me.
Basically, long story short, implied that there was a protection to it.
Yes, it is.
So that
Only
only
the-
the good or righteous.
Yeah, the
could-
righteous could pass or
Yeah.
open.
Only
The
the
runes-
pure.
Those who say,
That's it.
those who can read Celestials see that the
Right, it
runes
was
say,
actually celestial, so I could read it.
"Against evil, we stand united. Only the pure of heart can part these holy gates."
Before anybody moves, I'm going to examine the puddle of ooze. Does it look like it might be like acidic or very volatile to us?
Your character has spent quite a lot of time in hell, so
Yes.
you know what this is. This is demon ichor, and quite a lot of it. Nalfeshnis are big and just, you pop this guy like an overripe zit. Ugh.
I am going to breathe on it cold so that it freezes and we can walk across it.
Nice. All right. I'm just gonna see how well this works. It's a DC. What's your DC for saves?
My
probably
DC for what?
For saving throws. Doesn't
For
really matter.
which one?
Oh, don't worry about it. It rolled pretty low anyway. Oh. Also, on the door, written just underneath the mat, you can see a tiny. It's almost like there's this other bit, but it's half covered in this ooze, and as he freezes it, you can the ichor begins to freeze and retract a little bit, and you can just make out at the base of the door. It says, also in Celestial, "We have been trying to reach you about your car's warranty." Thank you. Nathan.
Smartass.
By the way, your spell DC is 17.
There you go. It was
How do you
very
know
low.
this? Where
So
is it?
the ichor is currently not
Open up
liquid,
your
so
spells
you
list.
can, in theory, you can now walk over that, no problem, up to the door. All right,
Very cool.
what do you want to do?
I think we ended with everyone sort of turning to Hen expectantly, and she walks forward, holds her, plants her shield in the ground and kneels in front of this door and starts to pray. A sort of rote prayer of both reaching out for any sort of guidance, but also a demonstration of faith.
Can I get you to
before
roll
standing
a percentile dice for me, please?
I would love to roll the percentile.
Up in
I
this place,
got
we
a
roll
33.
33.
33.
All right. It's very strange. This is a large cavern that's been burrowed out, and being a paladin and a bard, most of your prayers tend towards hymns, and as
Yes.
you sing, the song just reverberates throughout the space, echoing around, and you can hear in the other room almost as if this strange sound that there is. Although it is blocked off, I just remembered. You blocked it off with.
There's two entrances. One isn't blocked off.
Yeah, but one of them is blocked with stone. But echoing through the door, you can still hear the screeching and hissing of the bulzo. But it begins to retreat and become quieter as your voice rises up, and even the stones around the door begin to just shake a little, and some of the scab just retreats away from the edges around the wall, as though the presence of that which is holy and now is being called out by you begins to to echo and reverberate with your song. Along the door, you see the runes begin to light up. All the way around. And then a line down the middle of the door begins to illuminate as though there's an incredibly bright light on the other side, just peeking around the edges, then underneath the door, then silhouetting. And then they just open a little bit in the middle, a small crack of light, almost
I'm going
blinding.
to quick turn and look behind us, watching, trying to see if maybe Lulu's on her way yet.
Go ahead and do a perception check for me.
I stand up. I approach the doors. Are there any handles?
No handles. Smooth.
Okay, but it's
brass.
open enough that I could like.
Yeah, it looks
open.
like they open in now.
Oh, okay, great. That's even easier.
Perception of 22.
22. You are a cleric, and you are attuned to that which is divine, even if it's not your particular flavor of divine. But you can sense something. You sense this reverberation, different than the song that Henrietta did, but related, almost like notes of a song that are played in a round. They go together, they fit together, although not exactly the same. And then you hear this high pitch. Maybe it's your wolf nature. Your hearing is more acute than others. No one else seems to notice this at this point, but you hear this sound, this really high-pitched, far-away sound.
Singing?
No. It's almost like a strange trumpet sound.
Guys, I think we might have some company coming.
You all turn, and after a moment, you can
I know
see...
who it is.
Yeah. You can see this little light, just a little light, as though it's hovering in the middle of the room, just about maybe 20 feet behind you. Velvet kind of posts up and gets ready. Darmita lowers her bow. And after a few seconds, the sound, you can all hear it now. This and this really loud reverberating sound, and it's like a loud trumpet call. It's like a loud elephant cry. And after a few seconds, appears as though in the middle of the air, you see Lulu and another figure appear in front of you. 1 second as I bring the map
You're
together.
welcome.
Is it my mom?
I think that's the right token. Somebody want to verify that? Yeah, there we go. There's Lulu and your mother. Yes, it's your mother and Lulu. I just have to find her token. Hold on.
What a motley freaking ass crew.
Yep. D&D.
No, give me 1 second. I gotta go grab that.
And I got here thanks to your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of a
Because
puddle of ashes.
Because Darmita's mom has got it going on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen this before, much, much closer. Lulu has teleported both Nishida and Lulu. The old man, also later you revealed, was the Holophant. And after a few seconds of standing there, this body, like when I say Holophant, what you see is this strange, almost miniature elephant. It's got these wings. It's a winged mammoth, and it's oddly glowing a little bit, luminescent. It's a celestial creature, often used as a mount by celestial, high-ranking celestials. And you can see now Nishida and her wings, and this. She would look very glorious, angelic even, except when you see her face, her cheeks are sunken and her eyes are just pale white. She looks gaunt and twisted, and her fingers end, and then the bone continues, as though torn out and extended in these long claws. She's an undead Deva. And they both appear in front of you.
Darmita, do you know her?
My camera froze.
Of course I do.
Oh, good. You haven't gone in yet. Good. Are there any...
Aren't we in,
Go ahead.
are we in a hurry?
We might be. Let's just say... I don't relish the moment when Zariel catches up with us.
In
Henrietta
your
hasn't
mind.
turned around and has been like that whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Her back was to what was going on, and she was opening the doors. So
Absolutely.
do
You
that way
can
you will.
just through the crack in the door. Actually, do a perception check for me there, Henrietta.
Sure.
Nishida turns and in your mind, Darmita, you can hear because she's able to speak telepathically.
Darmita, if it's too much and Zariel turns me, either you or your friends are going to maybe do what must be done. Do what is long overdue. Your big friend once did it already.
And she gives you this faint smile, which is really unnerving in such an undead zombie face. But you know.
Yeah. And I just nod and look at Benkuhm. He knows what he
Benkuhm.
has to do.
What? All right, Henrietta. How'd you do on your
Benkuhm,
perception?
kill.
The mall's up. He's like, what? What did I kill?
Anything that attacks, even
Oh.
my mother.
Oh. Protects us, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, I see, Darcy, you got a 14. That's what's going on. Wow, cameras are going all over the place. All right,
Wigging
so-
out.
it's all good. It's all good. So anyway, Darcy, or rather Henrietta, as you're peering through your eyes, you're staring at this light, forcing your eyes to adjust. You've spent so long in this. That's right, Sarah Fabriel. Barbarian hit things, make dead. So you're staring in this light, and your eyes slowly adjust. There is this brilliant sunlight, not immediately in front. That would probably have burnt the retinas right out of your head. But
Right.
it's as if you can see filtered through somewhere, as though there's something like a haze between you and it. But it is there, just on the other side. But there is something blocking it.
What do you mean by blocking it? Like I can walk in, right?
You can try.
Yeah. No, I was just walking in.
You put your
Was the idea.
hand
I don't
past
think
the
I even
threshold,
paused.
and your hand goes past the doorframe.
Great.
And you can feel this cool mist brushing up against your skin. After the torments of hell, it is refreshing. You almost instinctively put it to your face as well, because it's just been so bloody long. Your gauntlets have like moisture on them.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of exposed skin.
Yeah, it's true. But you can still feel it through the gauntlets,
Yeah, totally.
around the gaps and such.
Yeah, and if this is like sunlight, you'd feel the difference as well.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not. There's this weird thing in between, like a haze that's blocking it, and you can touch the haze. What do you want to do?
I
You
mean, I'm
can-
walking in. I don't understand.
All right.
You lost me.
Henrietta turns, looks at the others, and walks through the door. And there's
Sure.
this Oh, sorry. I thought I heard you say you're walking in.
Yeah, no, I
Nice.
never, I didn't even turn back.
Nice.
I turn to
just
Nishida
end
and
the
I
flavor.
say, okay, Henrietta just walked in.
As she
What is in
crosses
there?
through into the mist, you just see her stepping through as though she's in a deep fog. Fenris, you've seen something similar to this when you went into the dreamscape.
Oh. I turn to Nishida and I say, besides what I just said to her, what's in there that gave you pause?
In there? Nothing. Behind us? Oh, probably most of the hordes of hell that aren't busy driving back demons.
And then you hear the snarl as almost pretty much at the same time as Henrietta goes through. You can hear the Balzoos behind, echoing through the chambers.
I'm going to let out a very loud yell. Wolf yell.
Nice. Some of the gnolls, you can hear them calling back. But it's
There's
echoing
only one
around.
way in.
I'm going to
Yeah.
convey to them, stay.
You snarl at them. A few of them cackle back with that strange kind of hyena laughter, as if to be like, you're an apex predator, but so are they. Well, maybe not apex, but you know. All right. Unless there's something you want to do, the door lies before you.
Going in.
I'm going to tell them if they advance, they will perish.
Fair enough. You howl out and snarl, and Benkuhm and everybody else begins to walk forward. And one by one, you all walk into the mists in this door frame.
I'm backing in.
Lulu, fluttering at first, as Darmita goes forward, transforms back into the little old man. Is again naked, but you know, transforms back into this little old man, and just reaches up and clutches your hand as you walk forward, and you both pass through no problem. And as you get into the mists, oh sorry, go ahead.
I want to turn invisible if the light permits it.
Unfortunately, if you want to wait here, it would, but in there, it's considered lit. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
I think I'll stay out here and keep watch.
No.
All right. At that point, all of
do
you.
so well in the bright light.
Yeah. All right. So all of you begin to enter, and then Darmita, after you and Lulu enter, you turn around, and you can see Nishida walk up to the entrance and place a hand. And the door, right around the door, shimmers and stretches as though it's this translucent barrier. And she can push against it, but she can't cross it. And she turns and calls after you.
It's all right. I'll buy us some time and keep a lookout. Be careful in there.
Does Nishida insist that Felice goes through?
Well, little one, how good are you at hiding?
Well, depends.
She gives you a shove through the door. She's like,
The demons will attack me, but the devils, not yet. I hope. They still follow orders, and word doesn't travel that fast. Go. You'll be safer in there, I think.
I would like to fail a strength save, I think.
you can choose to fail saves.
I got a 7.
You look at the Babe Ruth of dice rolling, except it's like calling a you're just I'm gonna bunt.
I think you mean Shoeless Joe.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, so you all go through, and in the mist, it just envelops you. And after a little while, that light, that sunlight is still ahead of you, but you walk and it doesn't seem to get any closer. Instead, you end up here. As we go to a new map.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a quick time out here.
Hello? Oh, there we go. My audio stopped for
Hi.
a second. Sorry. Can you guys see the map?
I can. Where we are, at least.
Okay, perfect. You step through, and as the mist clears, you see trees. Green, healthy trees. You see grass underfoot. You're in forest. It's misty out, but it is beautiful and cool.
Okay, I'm back.
It's like a cool morning. The mist hasn't burned off yet, and you can't really see the sun at all from here. So there's a strange, ethereal, dreamlike quality to it. And as you turn around and look behind you, it's just a wall of fog. No door behind you, but you can see in front of you. It clears. You see forests. And Benkuhm looks forward and goes, Is that a building? And you can see, just on the edge of vision, a thatched roof. You can see a house. It looks pretty big. You can see a chimney, and it has been so long since you've seen civilization undamaged. Do any of you have a passive perception of 16 or higher?
Yeah.
Yes. 23.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Benkuhm is
17.
16.
Okay. So you're
I
Three
can't
is
see the map.
17.
Oh.
Where do I look?
It's on the
Top
far
left corner.
left.
Top left corner.
Perception modifier plus 10.
I don't know why you can't see
Yours
that.
is 14.
Wait, no, I see it. I see it now.
Okay. All right. So, those of you with over 16, you can easily see it, and it is. It's not actually what you see; it's what you smell. You smell smoke.
I'll be right back. My dog's just barking. Come
No
on.
problem. Ahead of you. Yep, definitely smoke, and you can hear the little crackle of fire off in the distance, and you can hear some. Wait, that was someone shouting. Hey, get it! Hey, you! As you hear the bark of gnolls, you spin
Well,
around to see if it was from
Isn't what I was
behind you,
expecting.
and yet, no. This is from in front of you. You can hear gnolls, and you can see parts of a village. What do you want to do?
I call out to the others and just say, be alert. We might be in another dream bubble.
Is my locate object still up, or should I cast it again?
It is still up, and yet,
So I focus on that.
okay. You spend a few seconds, and wherever you are now,
Mhm.
you can still sense the sword.
Right, it's everywhere.
No, it's got an actual location. It's down in what would be the southeast direction, and it's probably close to 200 to 300 feet.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Well, let's go.
I want to try to see if this is an illusion.
Go for it.
I'm gonna
Roll
start moving quickly.
an investigation
Perception?
check. Or perception.
Investigation,
Either one.
perception. I'll take my perception shot.
Yeah.
14.
Unless
Um,
someone stops Hen, I think she's going faster than other people.
Yeah,
unless
she's
people
just-
catch up to her.
Yeah.
She's just like confidently moving forward at a
at a soldier's march.
yeah.
I'm going to
totally.
confidently move behind her, but within 10 feet.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Mhm.
So you're all kinda-
Darmita
Yep.
will be holding Lulu's hand, following closely behind, kind of scoping out around as much as possible.
Fair enough.
And
Falurie.
Falurie's gonna fly up. She's gonna fly up and
Okay.
just keep a little bit of a watch up above.
All right, Falurie, what you see quite quickly, the mists are thick, but as you fly above, you can see quite a few buildings. You can see smoke rising off, and you can just on the edge. It's not the distance that's the problem. It's the mist. It's less in towards the center of the buildings, towards the center of the small village, but you can see buildings, and you can see flames licking at the edges of the thatch. It's burning quite quickly now, and you can easily make out that this building here is busy burning, and you can hear the yip yip of several gnolls as they go charging by. You can just see in the smoke and the mist running past. You can hear the cries of villagers in front. All right. Where do you want to be,
Like they're
Velvet?
running for something.
Yeah, they're running
they're running
into
from
the
something?
center of town. It looks like you can hear them, but from where you're standing, you don't get a good look at them. But it sounds not like they're scared. They're not making scared noises.
Which figure?
You just barely made out on the. You're kind of off-roading it into town, kind of the back way in, and you can see a road just on the edge of vision, and you can see a couple of gnolls go scurrying by, yipping and yelling, and you can hear some shouts coming from the center of town. And the center of town is
I'm gonna
also
yip it.
northeast or southeast.
I'm going to yip at them, see if they can tell me what's going on.
So you bark at them, and the first two just keep on going, but one of them stops and it barks back. Do an insight check. As I'm missing all the die rolls, I should scroll back to 19. Nice. It's calling out, and it basically is saying,
Pray, pray, pray this way.
it's on the hunt.
Yeah.
And
Do
then
I
it goes
see that
church
knoll? That
Yeah.
knoll in front of me?
This one kind of, yeah, you see that. That's the one that
Okay.
stopped and is yipping at in
He's
reply to
yipping.
Kootenai.
Okay, firebolt.
Firebolt. All right, make your
Yeah.
attack.
Okay.
I obviously can't see very much.
Yeah.
24.
You can hear and
Firebolt.
smell more than you can see. Firebolt, nice.
No,
24
Firebolt
hits.
is our party's like shot caller. That's what it is.
How much damage?
So, yeah, rolled a 24.
Yeah, that's a hit. Definitely. This flame just slams into it. That's got to be what
So
are you
nice
now?
when you're
3d10?
encountering things that aren't immune to fire. 22.
Woo! That's a. It doesn't quite drop it, but it definitely hurts it and lights it on fire, and it goes running around in circles, running away off into the mists. Just. I don't even have the Knoll stats in front of me, but it didn't like that. Did not like that at all. I'm just curious if that dropped it. Hold on. If not, it's got to be close.
Yeah.
Knoll?
Those are pretty
Check it out.
Regular.
That's probably close.
Regular
Unless
Knoll.
it's a fancy null. Yeah.
No,
Could
it's
be
a
a fancy
regular Knoll.
knoll.
Could be.
Fancy knolls.
One of them, they're party
no.
knolls.
No, this is the flame bolt hits it and it runs in a circle for a bit, burning, and then collapses.
Oh, was enough. Okay,
And
so it's just like,
dies.
and then I just keep going. It's almost like, yeah,
Just casual. Nice. All right. Benkuhm is going to be staying kind of close to Darmita for now. All right.
That makes sense.
Henrietta just keeps on marching past a bunch of the fire, and I'm going to
Okay.
say Henrietta is going to be emitting dim light so she can see. There we go. So
Where
ahead of
is
you,
Darmita?
I'm
Wow.
over here.
Henrietta really breaking out from the
Okay.
pack. Should we just roll initiative now?
not yet. You're not strictly in
Okay.
combat. All right, so you go marching kind of weaving between these buildings, the outer buildings, but as you get towards the center of town, more and more of the buildings are on fire or smoke, and you can see them above, in through the mist. A general sense that there's flames and there is action afoot, and you can hear these snarls and yipping, and then you hear something other than the gnolls. You hear these kind of sounds. As you round that corner, Henrietta, you see a wagon, thatched kind of, not thatched, covered kind of wagon, and it's rocking back and forth. The horses are long dead, and you see a handful of dretches, demons. Just two of them are on the horse, just tearing into its belly, its legs moving weakly. And the other ones are pounding on the side of this wagon, tearing strips of cloth and wood away from the top, and just trying to get in. Every once in a while, a stick comes poking out from there and bats at one, shoving it off and sending it back. And you could hear a woman's voice inside calling out, saying, "Not today, you bastards! Get back! Help!"
I don't
There's a
stop,
person in there.
assuming that I can still follow the direction of the
Yeah,
locate object. I'm just following it.
sure. You don't slow down?
Nope.
Okay. You keep walking just right on past. Everybody else, what are you doing? You're a little bit further back. You can see where Henrietta is.
Yeah.
I'm staying right with Darmita.
All right.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Darmita's against right behind Fenris.
I
Falurie.
don't know which one's is which.
That's fair.
Fenris is right in front of me.
Falurie,
Okay.
you're flying, so you get a bird's eye
so-
view, literally.
This is Darmita.
A bit
Okay.
quicker than the others.
And
Ahead
it's still
of you
lit.
and due east is the you can see. Oh, I know what's wrong here. None. Let's try that. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see this wagon and these dretches trying to attack it, but there's something due east you can just make out in the mists. It seems like a clearing or a perhaps a kind of a center of the village, due east from where you are along the road. Yeah, that way. And you can see an uprooted tree and a couple of gnolls come tearing down. It looks like they're running towards the sound of this human that's trapped, or person that's trapped in the wagon by these dretches, and the gnolls go running up, and one of them is going to run up right next to Darmita, and the other one keeps going for the wagon and just joins in next to these dretches and starts pulling and pries
It's
off
actually
this
Henrietta.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Henrietta. What did I say?
You said me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Henrietta. One of the gnolls just runs up right behind Henrietta and raises, looks like some kind of club or maul, and it's ready to just clobber Henrietta on the back of the helm.
Yeah, I'll provoke the AO.
Okay. You just move away, and it takes a swing at you before anybody can even react. Ooh, that's going to hit you. Oh, well, maybe not, actually. I mean, it's a gnoll. I just looked this up. I should probably keep that open. All right, let's say it's a +4 to hit, so that's going to be 22.
If it's 4, it'll hit. Actually,
let me-
if it's 3, it'll hit 2, because I get 21 AC.
Okay, well, probably it's got at least that. Let me check.
Yeah.
Regular gnoll +3. +4 to hit. So it does
Really?
hit,
Okay.
and
It's
it's
3.
gonna do 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Great. Yeah, I keep going. And do I have a good direction? Like, can you just point me?
At this point, it is due east,
It's due
right
east.
towards
Okay.
the center
I
of
was
town.
gonna be a lot more diagonal than that. All
Directly.
right.
Well, you've moved down, and so now
Yeah,
as
no, it
you
makes
go,
sense.
you're like, "Whoa, it's that way," and it's
Okay.
it's
I'll
you
provoke
keep
an AO
on-
from this one as well.
Yep. Henrietta's just robocopping right along. The dretch kind of takes a lazy swing at you and then turns its attention back to easier prey.
Mhm.
Alright.
Darmita's gonna.
We're kind of
Um,
fast and loose here, so
Yeah, Darmita will take a shot at this knoll.
sure thing. Make your attack.
Um,
Who's the purple person?
The one far over the head.
No, the one that's all the way out there on the east.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I mean.
Henrietta.
That's me. It's Henrietta.
Okay.
all right, so that's a 27 for 13 piercing.
All right. 13? Yep.
Mhm.
That definitely hits, and it takes it and looks over at you and snarls and then tries to take a few feet away. That's your first shot.
Okay, and
It looks annoyed at being interrupted in its trying to pry
Yeah.
open the Paladin.
I think Darmita will. Where's Benkuhm?
He's just behind you.
Yeah, she's gonna leave Benkuhm to mop up that mess,
That's fair.
and she will hunter's mark this guy right here.
Sorry, I'm just busy putting names on. Got the guy.
One of the
Yep.
liches
Nice. Dretch. Yeah, you
Dretches.
got
or dretches.
a whole bunch of liches are around a wagon. Everyone dies.
Awesome.
End of campaign.
We're dead.
We did it.
6 liches walk
Um,
into a bar.
Everybody loves the smell of burning fur in the morning. Absolutely, Sarah Fabriel.
Does a 14 hit it?
No.
A dredge? Really?
Oh, the dretch. Yes, the dretch it hits.
Okay.
Trash mobs.
So that is then
They're there just to soak up your arrows.
Why do I have
15 damage.
I believe that drops it.
Okay, and then I will turn my attention to. So that one's down.
Yep.
I will turn my attention to the knoll that's closest to the human being
Sure thing.
attacked.
I know
And
It doesn't have your hunter's mark yet, but I know you will
No.
later, so I'll just put it on now.
so that's a 25 to hit
That's a hit.
for 16.
That's a knoll. It takes it and it howls and spins around and looks towards, and it actually sees Donnie. You have 2 icons because you have 2 forms, so that's why you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What the heck? All right, I want to put this one back here because I'm in wolf form at the moment.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Do it.
Great.
All right. Call it out. So Darmita's fired off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so and then she'll move in
Sure.
closer to
You still have a fly
Donnie.
speed technically.
Velvet.
she's running though.
Okay.
She's only going to use the fly if she needs to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Falurie, what do you wanna
Lulu
do?
Yeah,
sorry.
Lulu will stay with her.
Okay.
And Benkuhm is going to move into this guy and unleash his
All hell
2
breaking loose.
maul attacks.
All right. Do you want me to roll or do you want to? You
I
wanna
can,
do
if
it.
you want.
You want to do it.
Well, how about this? I'll unleash 1 and see if that's.
It's already
Oh,
wounded.
I'm sorry. I'd like to rage.
Action rage.
There you go. He's raging.
And so, but that doesn't give me. A rage doesn't give me advantage or anything. It's just a
reckless
regular
attack
roll.
does, and he would definitely reckless attack.
Oh yeah. He would reckless
Oh,
left,
I
right, and
didn't.
center. All right.
17.
17. That's gonna. That hits.
Okay, so that's
And
9
9.
bludgeoning.
Just so you go running up, and the knoll that you shot turns and readies itself like pray, and
And
Benkuhm's
then-
maul just bang, and there's no more maul. No more knoll. No more
Okay.
knoll.
So I don't need to add the rage
You don't
damage
need
or
to add
anything
anything.
because
It was
it's
already hurt.
more.
All right.
Yeah. And so then he'll finish his run.
Yeah, he could get the
into-
rest of the way up to that knoll you've got marked, probably.
Yeah. And he's just gonna finish him off.
Yep, go for it.
See, I get them hurt. He finishes it.
You're our team. It's a team effort around here.
That's
This
what
is a
we
team
do.
building exercise. You're
You
on
know.
a corporate retreat to Avernus.
Ooh. 12?
12 does not hit. He was so excited, he just smashes the wagon, and the last of the door there just goes. And you see
Shit.
this human woman standing there. She's got what is basically a quarterstaff, trying to like jab away, and she's like, ah! And she jabs, and Benkuhm takes it right in the forehead. And she's like, get back, you hell fiend! He doesn't take any damage. That's just flavor. All right. Falurie, you can see really well around you, and Henrietta as well, pretty far ahead. You can see and hear bigger things growling in the dark due east. You can also hear more yipping and even see a handful of gnolls kind of charging along on the opposite side, on the west, down the road, very excited at the sound of by the sound of them.
Is it dark?
It's misty, so
But
it's
it's not
dim.
dark.
No, it's not
Okay.
dark. No.
It's lightly obscured, but it's bright light.
It's weird. It's almost like it's early morning, so the full sun is not up.
Okay.
But
Cool.
it doesn't look. It's very strange. It's not quite day and it's not quite night. This
Sure.
is not
Great.
exactly a place.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not treating it like a place, as you can tell.
Yeah. All right.
Whose turn is it, or like, do we?
We're just kind of going loosely around. So
Around?
if you get an idea,
All
All
go
right.
for it.
Well,
Do I-
I'll,
sliver the. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do I know what a dretch is?
Yeah, you would know that they're a low level demon spawn crawled out
Mhm.
of the river Styx to attack hell, or anything really. They just revel
All
in
right,
what
you
we
said
bring.
you said there were two of them around this wagon.
Like
Well, there's
5.
2 up eating the horse at the front, and then there's 4 more. Oh, sorry, 3 more now. Still just kind of pounding on the sides of the wagon. They're almost too stupid to even turn and notice that the back door is open. They're just still clawing at the door, and every once in a while, like one of them turns and like it's got this one eye that's big, and the other one's just little, and it turns up, and it's just
Okay.
now noticing.
I'm
Benkuhm.
guessing there's one to the left of the wagon.
There's
like,
1 to the left and 2 to
there?
the right. Yep, that's it right up there.
You got it.
I got the munchies.
Well then,
Hey,
better dig
nothing
in.
bad's ever come from eating demon meat, you know. Don't believe.
Don't believe the
retractors.
myth.
I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure how to roll for this one though.
Make it.
Yeah, I
make
don't know
an
what your
attack.
stats are in your wolf form.
Woofy.
What?
For now, let's just use your regular stats, and we'll
That
just-
would make sense, yeah. Because otherwise, you're probably like, yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Fenris, what were you doing?
You know what? I mean, the knoll that's hurt. I'm just gonna mind sliver him.
Okay.
Cool.
So it turns to get at Benkuhm. I'm not even gonna roll because it's still half damage if it. Oh, woof. And this is it turns to Benkuhm, and it's how it starts to yip and like laugh like. And it's like it's trying to let its yelps out, but its cheeks start to, and then its eyes bulge, and then its whole head just goes and starts leaking from every hole, and it falls to the ground next to Benkuhm, and he's just like hit in the face by this quarterstaff and looks to him, is like, ugh, kicks it away from him as it drops dead. All right,
That's all there is.
nice. Back around.
Todd?
Sorry, go ahead.
Todd, do you have the monster manual handy?
Yeah, what's up?
Page 340.
340.
That's me at the bottom.
Oh, little puppy. All right, let me just
Little puppy hell. That's the winter wolf.
Winter
That's
wolf.
the big one.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah,
large.
that's why I thought you were large.
Yeah, you are actually large.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
medium size.
Nope, it's large.
The feature might be different, like how Fenris has a direwolf that is medium.
I see. Yeah. Wow. That's fair. But it is strictly large. All right. Oh no. Yeah, large. Winterwolf. All right. It is
Winter wolves are definitely large, yeah, but it's, we're using the stats.
+6 to attack.
Okay.
And 11, 2d6 plus 4 damage.
So,
DC
so I roll
14
a
or
d20 to hit him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, the Dretch resists being pulled over, but it might die anyway.
Uh-oh. That one didn't work. How do I
Just
do that? Oh, where the hell do I roll that at?
There should be something that's just a flat die, or you can just go to roll 20 and use
I get a roll
sidebar.
20 and I got a 1.
All right. So you go rushing up, and the Dretch just kind of pulls a board and is trying to keep you at bay with this board. It's a surprisingly aware Dretch. All right. Falurie, you've got the bird's eye view as you're flying over. Is there anything you want to do?
I want to turn invisible if I am permitted to do so, given the light situation.
It is dim light. Can you be invisible in dim?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I sure can.
Nice. You are invisible, sir.
All right. Then I wish to fly eastbound, where I hear the more.
Nice. Okay, so go ahead and move your icon as many east as you like. Let's say.
They probably want to keep up with Henry anyway.
Yeah, so you pass over Henrietta. And
right there.
Right about there. So you can see just beyond Henrietta, still in the mist, but you can see down below these two large shapes, massive and dog-like. They look like hyenas, but swollen and twisted. They're massive, though. They're large, giant hyenas, and there's this dog that's busy trying to keep them away. And the dog is a regular size, like, mastiff. It's a big dog, but these things are stalking around it as prey. And it's in the shadow of a tree or it's through the mist. You can barely make it out, but there's some kind of large thing. No, it may be a fountain. It's something just behind the dog that you can't quite make out in the mists. What do you want to do? The dog looks like it won't last long against these two giant hyenas. The smell of smoke is in the air. What's up?
Let's see. What do I have left for charges? Yeah, okay. I will do a fireball.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna.
I've seen Fenris have success with his firebolt. I'm like, hey,
time to use it.
I will try mine. So I will do a 4th level.
All right. Can you just do a quick, as if it was a dexterity-based attack, because you are technically throwing the bead as you pluck one from your necklace.
Right.
That is correct. So I'll do a dex.
It's mostly just, are you able to land it where you want?
All right, let's try it out.
You pull it off, and it begins to swell in your hand. It's warm to the touch, but not hot yet, and it's going to get more hot. It's growing from the size of a small bead. Now it's about the size of, this dice, and then very quickly begins to balloon out to the size of a softball, and you chuck it, and with an 18, it lands exactly where you want, right there. And as it hits the ground, it just goes, boom! And this massive burst of fire, everybody can see it just beyond, and they get to roll some dex saves.
Yep.
Ooh, one of the hyenas just and just takes the fire right in the face with 31. Boom! Oh man, that thing just goes flying out of vision backwards on fire and just lands in a heap just on the edge of your vision, and it's just smoldering corpse, just legs, paws, sticking up, just twitching in the air, and then it's still. The other one is totally blackened and singed, a little bit on fire, and gets thrown back a good 10 feet, and then it quickly rolls back onto its feet, yelping and gutturally growling.
Finally, it works.
I hate burnt fur.
The dog, the mastiff, barks loudly, but then looks up at Falurie and then looks back at the knoll and just barks at the not knoll, sorry, giant hyena, and continues to bark at it. But the dog is busy digging in its heels as though it's trying to guard something. All right. Meanwhile, back at that, there's a handful of dretches there, which you quickly mop up. Darmita, you go and pluck a couple of your arrows out of the corpses and just immediately shoot them back into the others. Benkuhm just smashes up a few, and after a bit of a dance, Velvet managed to pull down this dretch at the front. So between all of you, you stomp, kick, stab, burninate, and chew all of the dretches except the ones chewing on the horse.
Who's the person in the wagon?
That's what I'm going to take care of. I'm going to go into human form.
All right, so as you step up, you revert to your human shape, and she lowers the quarterstaff and says, "Friend or foe?"
Friend. I guess
you,
we
friend.
could say we're here to save you.
Good. The
Care to
others.
join us? Care to join us?
We don't have long. I think the others are in the church. We have to get to the temple. They're surrounded. She hops out, jumps down, and says, "My name is Ella." She's human. Definitely I've seen better days, but she's doesn't look too badly wounded right now.
I'm going to bring this over. I got to do it this way here. And we'll come back over there.
All right. So you gather around the wagon and quickly polish off the last two dretches that aren't, they don't put up much fuss. They're busy feeding and they barely even notice until Darmita executes them. Then
As I'm talking to Ella, I'm going to prepare my crossbow.
Okay. Further down, as the rest of the party marches on, you guys play a bit of catch up and you walk forward. And at first in the mist, you see this massive, and I mean like 50 feet wide, up in the air. It's probably about 30 to 40 feet tall. This massive statue. At first, you almost take it for this gigantic angel, but instead, it's a stone statue of an angel looking out as though guarding this town. And the dog, as Henrietta goes walking forward, the dog is still busy growling at anyone that comes close to the statue. Henrietta, what do you want to do?
Want to bring Ella up with us?
I will assume the same position as before, where I kneel in front of this statue. I assume I'm immediately drawn to the sword in their hand, or am I being pulled somewhere else?
It's not that sword. It's almost as if it's coming from the statue itself.
Okay.
The dog, go ahead and you kneel down and the dog is still guarding this statue, and you can it's a little hard to tell. Like, go ahead and roll a animal handling if you've got it.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I considered just walking right by the dog and letting it bite me if it wanted to, but I see an opportunity to kneel and pray, so I take it instead of pushing forward.
Sure.
Animal handling.
While
I
you're
have
doing
animal
that,
handling.
I'm going to read the
Wow.
thing. Whoa.
I didn't roll well, but I do have it.
Okay. The dog, it's okay. It
Right.
doesn't take much.
Used horses. I'm a knight. All right, cool.
Yeah, you kneel down, and the dog, although it doesn't let down its guard, it doesn't attack you. It just stands, and you can hear this growl as it's just like. And as you begin to pray, the growling begins to get quieter. you see in front of you this 30-foot tall statue, white marble,
Mhm.
atop a 2-foot raised dais, and you can see in common, carved around the base, you can see the words Zariel, Guardian of Idleglen. Offer prayers to Pelor, and his light will shield thee.
Am I to assume that this is the dog up here where I'm headed?
Yeah, just
That
in
is
the.
a hyena.
That's a
gigantic
giant hyena that is
Oh, that's
getting up, and as you walk forward, it growls and backs up slightly. Meanwhile, Henrietta, as you are praying, the statue,
Mhm.
the eyes of the statue glow white for a second. This brilliant white light, just for a glint, almost like a flashbulb. And then you feel at peace. You feel better. You are under the protection from evil and good spell for 1 hour.
Great. Good spell.
Yeah. All right. That's on you. All right. So I'll just give you that little token. And as soon
Thank
as
you.
the spell goes in, the dog looks back and comes up. And as you're kneeling there, it comes up and kind of nuzzles your hand.
Great.
Kind of
I
gives you
will-
a big ol' lick right up the side of the face. And then kind of pulls its head back as it got a little taste of your weird dual-sided helm, but it is no longer hostile. All right.
as the hyena starts to back up, I'm going to launch a bolt.
Do it. Roll. It's already pretty badly wounded. I'm very badly burned.
You didn't need to do that.
Ooh, that's a hit with 27 and 10 piercing. Oh yeah, that finishes it off. Nice. The crossbow bolt puts it out of its misery, or your misery. All right.
Thank you.
For the moment, things get a little quiet, and Felice towards the back is now walking along next to Ella, the person you rescued from the wagon. And you now gather around this opening, this main square, and you can see a large building just past this statue. It looks ornate. It looks like a temple of sorts. And as you look that way, after the hyena growls fade away, you can hear these and this growling, like deep-throated, just coming from behind the statue, probably about 60 feet away, maybe 50 feet away from where you are now. You can see these large shapes just on the edge in the mist, moving along, just smashing into this temple, tearing apart. You can see one of them's it's this large, almost like an overgrown, spiked, red-colored frog with all these, but also humanoid, and these massive claws and muscles as it's pulling on these, as you see a Hezru, and then another, just clawing at the outside of this temple, and you can see it's holding up. They've shattered anything they could easily shatter, but it's only a matter of time till they break their way in.
Henrietta puts her hands on the helmet, and she thinks, I guess in Celestial, because she doesn't speak Abyssal. Do you have any last words for me?
The voice deep in the back of your helm, the demon, Baphomet, replies.
You are far, but I can still.
I cast Remove Curse, and I take the helmet off and throw it on the ground.
Oh! Damn! Alright, mark this slot. The helm pries off and it resists. You're just tugging. And as you're pulling, the dog starts to whine. Everyone else starts watching. It's almost like a scene from Fight Club as Henrietta's busy pulling on these massive horned helms, and the neck is just stretching and almost falls over with the effort. And at one point, the dog, this mastiff that was licking your face, it actually grabs the helm and starts to tug too, and you're just like, and with this audible, the helm comes free, and one side of your head with the celestial side is fine. The other side has this black, ichor-like substance that is just drenching half of your head, and it parts of your hair pulled back and your scalp pulled away, but you've got it off, and you are definitely actually, hold up. I mean flavor, but still. You take 7 points of damage.
Sure.
I know that's not part of the spell, but I'm doing it anyway.
No, it's great. I love it.
So you take 7 points of damage as you rip this thing from you, and there's this strange, sickening pulse, just a little bit still. But the helm is off and fallen on the ground. And you all come upon this scene.
And I approach.
And you approach. All right.
We rolling initiative, I think.
Henrietta steps up over the dais and walks towards the statue. Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative. And we'll see what happens. All right.
Was it a D20?
D20 plus your dex, unless you got some beats.
If you look at the top of your sheet, there's
I
a
see it.
box that
What?
says initiative.
+3.
How?
What did I roll?
You rolled
A 6.
a 6.
That sucks. I'm
All right.
trying to
Velvet
go
with a
through my
14.
spells here.
Oh, no, sorry. Velvet with a 6. I'm sorry. I was reading the previous one. Velvet, you got a
Darmita.
6. Henrietta, also a 6. Benkuhm, a 19.
19.
Oh, yeah.
Darmita, 9.
Ooh.
Oof.
Darmita.
does not have it
Fenris
going on.
has a 10.
Fenris with a 10. How'd you do there,
Darmita's never gotten that low.
Falurie got 17.
17 for Falurie. Okay. Is that everybody? That's 6.
Police got 18. I don't know if you said that or not.
Yep.
Lulu?
Lulu's probably just gonna hang back, but I guess
Okay.
so. You can roll it if you want.
No, it's okay. I agree. I think Lulu would probably just kind of be sitting back and kind of
They
just keeping an
came
eye
back
on
to life.
Darmita. Yeah.
Lulu's-
Just kind of keeping an eye on Darmita.
All right.
And they did just expend
Actually,
a pretty big spell
mentioning
to
Lulu.
get here.
You look back at Lulu, and you can see Lulu, just the old man version of Lulu, just staring up at this statue. And he's like, and as the rest of you get ready to take on these Hezra, it locks eyes with Darmita for a second, and then glances back at the statue and says, I remember. And that's it. All right.
Where are we all at? Right where? I guess that's Henrietta there.
Yep.
So you're all in this clearing at the moment, in kind of the center of town, right next to the statue, maybe 5 or 10 feet away from the statue. Well, actually, a little more than that. Some of you are upwards of 20 feet. Those, you can hear gnolls and other things kind of coming from various sides. You can hear things in the mists, but not see anything yet. As Henrietta just steps up onto this platform, and that is where we're going to pause. We're actually going to take a little break right now, and in just a moment, we're gonna. What do you need? 10 minutes?
Not too long.
All right. Let's say 10
5
minutes.
would be. Can we just take 5 now? Because I'm gonna have to take a break at about midnight
Sure,
to
we
take
can
out
take more
the
breaks.
puppers.
That's fine. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we're going to see exactly what happens as you stare at this massive statue of Zariel. All right, thanks very much. Internet, don't forget, you are welcome to make suggestions in the game. You're also welcome to suggest any episode titles, and let me know, and we'll throw it into chat. When we come back, we'll figure out what happens in Idleglen. Thanks very much. I suppose
either
with
way.
that, we're gonna come back from the stream. I feel bad. All right,
It's fine.
let's rock and roll. All right, so as you find yourselves standing in the shadow of this massive statue dedicated to Zariel, the Eye of Pelor, you also see a date on this. This is old. You get the vague sensation that this is I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it's almost like that. Actually, Felice. We're gonna start with Felice.
Ooh.
So Felice, as Felice is wont to do, is busy walking beside Ella, the person you rescued from the wagon, and just chatting away. What
What
does
brings you here?
Yes. Well, welcome to Idleglen. You've I'm sorry. I'm a bit out of it, but
Oh, that makes sense. There's demons everywhere. It'll happen.
this hasn't happened in a long time. I don't know why they're returning now, but go ahead and roll a history check for me, Felice.
I'd love to. Thank you. History.
It's
Give me
rather
plus 7.
obscure.
That's only a 13.
Unfortunately, you don't recall, but you gather from Ella that this is not the first demon attack this town has faced, but it
That's
was
what it sounded like, yeah.
ages ago when it was driven back. But now they return, and we've prayed and asked for support, but none has come.
Oh, well, maybe that's us. Hello.
Are you? Did Zariel send you? Are you with the Hell Riders?
Yes.
Roll deception.
I'll do it. Where's that -1? Where's that -1?
I love that the music was super cheesy there for just a second.
I got a 17 on my -2
17.
roll, actually. Got a 19 on the die.
So she kind of looks at you and looks you up and down and is just kind of like, okay. You don't know that she fully buys it, but you don't really look like a soldier, so that's...
It's
Yeah.
them more than me. You can see the mark.
Yeah. There are a lot of people. I think they're trapped in the temple. Alright, then that's all you get from her. Next up,
Cool. Thanks.
strictly speaking, we're not quite in combat yet, but you can see these Hezru pulling on the temple, attacking it. So I guess we'll go down the order. What does Benkuhm want to do?
Kick ass.
Okay, so he...
I assume he's going to bonus action, rage, charge
he-
one of the Hezru, and attack.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like,
50.
that's Benkuhm.
So
Yeah, he'll do that.
he gets about even with the statue, just running as he's like, and starts drooling in his rage, and then goes running. He's gonna have to spend his whole action running as well to get up to this
He
thing.
will throw a weapon instead to not lose rage.
He has
yeah.
spear.
Okay, so he pulls
Uh,
this spear. It is going to be
He'll
quite
use
a distance.
his spear.
Let's see. From there,
He's good.
oh, just within range at 60 feet. So go
Yeah,
ahead and make a
but
roll.
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right,
could-
because 60
he
feet
could
is
reckless.
disadvantage.
Yeah, it's reckless. I guess it doesn't matter.
It's an 18 to hit.
Oh, damn it. I'm gonna need to get this. I'm just having fun watching this story. And what? Oh, I need to know the stats. Oh, okay. Game face. Game face. All right. The Hezru. Take the shot, and it hits. The spear jabbing into its spiked back as this massive toad-like demon. How much damage?
That would be 10.
Yeah, it's a magic spear too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 7 damage on the spear, and then another 3 for would
Nice.
it? Well,
10. Yep,
no. Would it include his rage damage?
It's a
rage is
strength
melee
throw.
only.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, it might be strength attacks. You're right.
Yeah.
Not melee.
It is. It is strength. It's.
Yeah.
It says strength check. Melee damage with strength weapons.
Yeah,
just saying
strength.
melee damage.
I'll take it as strength. He chucked it. He threw this spear like really hard. It hit
Cool.
with
Okay.
We
rage
don't
damage.
need to nitpick. You're right. You're
Exactly.
right, Todd.
So
Alright.
so 10.
Nice. All right. It is on like Donkey Kong. And now his bonus was done. Okay, coming up next. Next is Felicia. Then on deck is Falurie.
Oh, I suppose it's starting.
Ella's like, oh, don't let me keep you. She grips her quarterstaff and looks around, kind of nervous.
Is anything happening with Hen that like Felice can react to, even though Hen's initiative hasn't come up yet?
Henrietta's just staring up at this statue looming above her. She's about maybe 5 or 10 feet away from it at the moment, and is very still. Part of her hair is black and twisted, and you can see that although she has blonde hair normally, the hair that was nearby and not pulled out on that side of the helm is all ratty and like thin and totally white gray. It's just dead on that side of her head. So it looks like she's a little bit hurt or something, but other than that, she looks intent on staring up at this angel statue.
Okay.
Gives a whole new meaning to deadhead.
I will approach and I'll cast Web as one of my Circle of the Land spells.
Just so you know.
That is 60-foot range and
Now,
20
are you
foot
going to
cube.
go after the Hezru, or do you want to slow down anything else that might be coming from behind? You can hear the yipping and gnarling of gnolls and the growls.
It needs
of
something to
dredges.
support it, so I don't think that I can do it from behind us. So I
There
only
are
have
directly behind you, from the north to the south, there is a building. There are 2 buildings, and they are exactly 60 feet apart.
I think
If
what
you
I'm going to
wish.
do is I'm going to
Okay.
move up over to around here. I didn't measure it perfectly, but I
Sure.
measured it first and then went out. It's ballpark. And then I'm going to drop my web, which is a 20-foot cube.
Mm-hmm.
So that's somewhere like this, so that it's hanging off of the wing,
Oh, cool.
right? So it's like draping down, so anything can't run through.
Nice. All right. Now that's just in front of Benkuhm, but yeah. So this massive
Yeah, it's
stone wing.
probably not right there, but I can't move it anymore once I've placed it. I can actually. Ooh, wait, no, I can't. Can I?
I can.
Well, either way,
Where do you
it's
want
like up a square. I think it's like up a square.
Okay.
I don't
So,
know.
From
you
the
not
edge
shoot
of the
through web?
statue
You probably
all
can't,
the
right?
way out to the wing that's hanging out over it, and then down to the
But-
ground, and even over to some of the tree branches. This massive, just all these little spiders just crawling out of the mist, up from the trees, out from behind the statues, and all of them begin to just weave this thing super quickly, almost like in fast motion. as all of these spiders create this massive web in front of you and then retreat into these little tiny holes in the ground back amongst the tree branches away from sight. That
if this
whole
has
section,
anything to do... wait, sorry?
that whole section is now webbed.
Okay, good. For a second, I thought you were like, and then it like vanishes because it's
Nope.
protected by
Nope.
magic, and I was like, no, wait. Cool. So I just read the description. I didn't see anything about like shooting through the web has disadvantage, but
Well,
it's
we'll
up to
see.
you. I guess technically speaking, it's lightly obscured, but so is everything here. So technically speaking, we should be always doing stuff with this man. So whatever.
All right. And so that is Felice. Coming up next, Falurie. On deck is Fenris.
All right. So, do I see anybody on its other side?
Well, you don't at the... Well, do a perception check for me.
Okay.
Good.
Ooh, that's a nat one.
That
No,
is that one.
nothing. Nothing to see
Ah.
here.
All right. Well, might as well go on the statue and take it up. No, what?
It is.
It is in your nature.
It is
Yeah, it's a
innately
statue.
in your nature. You can actually perch on this massive stone sword. Well, not stone.
I will.
It'd be iron, which is right there, and you do your business. It's just a bonus action for you. That's canon.
Bonus
All right,
action.
You can
Yeah, just
see down
with
by
the
the
other
temple,
pigeons.
way down here, you can see a Hezru busy bending back this bar that's covering up this big stone, this big stained glass window. It starts to give a little bit as it's tugging away there. But other than that, you don't see anything other than the two Hezrus. You technically still have an action. I'm playing fast
All
and
right.
loose with this.
Which one's the closest one in range?
That one, the northern one, and it is currently, from your spot, it is about 75 feet away.
Ah, that's a little too far for my javelin.
All right. What do you want to do?
I will. I'll just stay put.
Okay. You stay
Let's see.
perched up on top. All right. Next up.
Yeah.
Fenris. On deck, Darmita.
Okay. I'm gonna move closer. 10, 15, 20, 25. Probably like not under Falurie.
You
but-
start to, and you're like, oh.
Oh wait, no.
Actually, you probably can't.
Actually, you
see
know what? I'm
Falurie.
gonna
Actually,
move,
that's how you know where Falurie is. You see the
Yeah.
turd, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're up there.
I'll instead move like here, just to
You
get within
can
about
see-
60.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
65 from where you are.
65. Oh
Yeah.
no. Well, that sucks. Yeah, let's see if I can closer to the other one. No, it's 65. Great.
Yep.
Well, that ruined one of my plans.
That's what I do.
I am going to. You know what? I'm going to Mind Sliver and one of the Hezru.
Sure. Go for it. So what's the DC?
DC is 18. It is a intelligence saving throw.
All right. And it will be with advantage.
Oh, I see. Okay, so there is the spell.
Oof.
It's okay.
Intelligence is not their strong suit, and neither is rolling a 1 and a 3. All right. How much damage? And what's the effect?
3d6.
Meanwhile, as you're trying to decide what to do, the Mastiff, the dog that was there, comes nuzzling up underneath your hand as you're like, wait.
Do I understand him?
And it so the one I'm targeting is the one on
Basically says friend.
the north side, the one higher up.
Yeah.
It takes 12 damage, and it's gonna subtract 1d4 on the next saving throw I make before the end of my next turn.
All right. All right. Remind me if I forget. All right. That's great. Nice. All right. I'll give it a little token to remind me that it's under an effect. Let's do blue. Blue for brains. All right. Coming up next, we got them, then Darmita. All right. So the Hezru. This one just took some damage. It's just like, and it kind of pauses, pulling on this gate for a little while, and starts to look around. None of you are that close, so it is gonna need a check, but it rolled really well. It looks through the mist, and it sees you, Fenris, in particular, and the dog next to you starts to growl like, and the Hezru drops off of the wall where it was trying to pry this window open, and then charges across the courtyard trying to get to you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets to here, and then it's going to keep charging, just running. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It just comes, and it has to kind of go around the statue a little bit. It's doing that whole crawl and walk on its hands at the same time, and it's just rushing out towards you. And it gets to within, actually, wow, it's now 10 feet away from you, as it's just, almost directly below the sword of Zariel's statue, and just looming over Fenris, this large fiend. All right, that's it. That's turn. The other one does not notice crap, but it does get to attack this. It continues tearing into this temple, and at this point you hear as one of these iron bars that protects the windows pries off, and it then smashes its other hand through as a free attack, and just smashes in one of these stained glass windows next to this massive door, and then it doesn't
notice being attacked.
Well, the other one, that one, oh wait, it got a spear. That's true.
Yeah.
It's still more intent on getting in, though.
Sure.
So
I respect that.
It spends its action breaking in, and then pokes its head in for a second, snarls, and then glares back towards Benkuhm, who also snarls at it. He yells at it to try and get its attention. All right. Next up is going to be Darmita, followed by Velvet.
Okay, so unfortunately I missed a little bit.
No worries. I hope you're feeling better.
I apologize.
You're
A
fine.
little. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I just may run back and forth, but are we attacking the... Like, I know there's the two creatures that have come off the wall, but are we attacking the statue as well?
We haven't yet.
You haven't yet. You are well within your rights to do that if you want to.
What did Benkuhm do?
He ran forward.
To me, it looks like he attacked the statue, but no.
He couldn't close the distance, so he threw a spear and hit the Hezru.
Okay.
In front.
Okay.
So definitely they're against.
But is our goal to attack this
We
statue?
have not discussed that, so
Gotcha.
It's as good a guess as yours as anyone. There has not been a public, we should fight the statue. It's not moving. But maybe we should. I don't know.
You're welcome to try.
I was just curious.
Mhm.
I'm going to bonus action. I know they've both been hit. But this fool is closest to me.
And closer to Fenris.
And you don't have to shoot through a web. I made a web there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That square is.
Oh, that's what the square is. Okay, so then I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Absolutely.
Him, and unleash.
Nice. Make your rolls.
That's what I do.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Let's take away that disadvantage. Okay, that's a 20
20 hits.
or wow,
Ooh.
17.
Almost
Nice.
max damage. Nice. 17.
Yeah.
It takes the arrow and then. Actually, it's much, much bigger than that. It's not a tiny little whimper.
This thing.
Right. And let's see, a 20 again.
That hits again.
Okay, for another 10.
Oh, nice.
11.
11.
Actually.
Oh God, no, 11. Yeah.
So
I
it's
can do
taking
math.
40 damage.
Nice. It is
Matt-
technically the first round of new combat.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
It's still standing? Okay then.
Yep. It's it is
Happily.
really massive, and yeah, you're hurting it,
Si-
but it's not
16
too badly hurt.
hit.
Roll again
16
anyway.
just hits. The arrow like
It does? Okay.
gets it in the forearm.
'Cause-
The first two hit it in the torso. Third one hits it in
Yeah.
the forearm.
Cool.
Oh, cool. And for another 9.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no. Lied.
Lied. Lies.
Here's
Lies.
my- all three of
For
those?
14,
Ooh, 14. Nice.
because I get a D8
yeah.
for the third hit.
Yep.
All right, there you go. Nice. It's taken
Yeah.
some hits. It does not look like it's even slowing down as it's barreling down on Fenris, just like.
Yeah. Okay. I think at
Oh,
that point, that was all I would have is movement.
As you
So
are doing this, you can hear Lulu muttering next to you. Yes, and then, yes, right? I remember everything.
keep working on that. Busy over here.
Oh, yes. All right, coming up next. Velvet, followed by Henrietta.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to attack the same one that Darmita is, but I'm going to use a bonus action first,
Sure.
and I want to plant a spiritual weapon alongside of him.
Nice. What's your spiritual weapon look like?
I think we discussed there was an axe.
Sure. Whatever you want. You can even
on a
change it
pole.
as
Oh.
as you see fit.
What's the thing that the guy that guards the sticks?
Halberd?
No, it's got the long pole and arc
Scythe.
scythe. Yeah,
Oh.
the scythe.
Sure.
We're going to make it a scythe. Well,
It-
does a 27 hit it?
27 does hit. If it doesn't, you're all in trouble.
9 damage for that.
Nice.
And then I'm going to launch a crossbow bolt.
This massive, semi-translucent, glowing scythe just slashes at it from behind. The crossbow will
22,
22
9
hits.
damage.
9
For some
more.
reason, she
Nice.
keeps rolling twice. It's weird.
All right. Nice round. You do have a move if you want to move at all. You're probably about
tell you what
15
I
feet
will
from
do.
the statue. The web is pretty much coating all the south side to the what is the statue's left wing, but it's to your right as the statue's facing you. The thing you're attacking is
I'm-
just underneath the wing of the left side.
Are these 5 or 10 foot blocks?
5-foot blocks.
Right, 5, 10, 15.
And you get 30.
I'm going to go straight up behind Henrietta.
Nice. All right. Henrietta's just about 2 feet above you, having just stepped up on this dais. All right. That brings us down to Henrietta. What do you want to do?
I guess I don't really need to get closer. I will look at the statue and see if there's anything I would think that needs to be done, right? I can't perfectly visualize the space, so I'm not sure if there's something obvious that I, the player, am missing.
You take it in. It appears to just be this stone statue from here. Massive, beautiful work, but definitely made by humans. Not,
Mhm.
It's not perfect. It's not the angel itself, but you sense something from within it. Your pulse, your little beacon, is tugging you straight forward. Now, basically, at your head height is pretty much its like thigh, so you'd have to reach up quite high. It's ever so slightly up. It feels like it's right in the center of this thing's chest.
Okay.
Is kind of what's drawing you. You also do a either history or religion check for me.
Okay. I think I'm proficient in both of those.
Go
Yeah.
Bard.
I will. I think this. I mean, it's religious history, so I mean, I'll roll religion.
Well then, you have advantage.
That is. Why am I rolling schools?
Oh,
Alright.
that
I
was
just
a
didn't
waste
change my.
of a
I
nat
just didn't change
20.
my thing.
You know what?
Don't.
Wait. Don't hit anything else. What was the die roll? What would that?
No,
total?
that actually is. It's just displaying as Felice because
Oh,
I
I
had
see.
who I was presenting as because I wanted to make sure the initiative was easy to read. But I did roll from Henry at this sheet.
Okay, cool.
So
So
you're gonna give me advantage for this?
you had advantage. As
Oh.
yeah,
Great.
you
You
so
said that.
That is
and I
a
forgot
natural
immediately.
20. Total 26.
Nice.
Ages. You learned about this. This village is probably 70, 80 years old at least. Maybe a bit longer than that. And you know that because this village doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
This village was razed to the ground, razed to the ground
Yeah.
by demonic attack.
Mhm.
Ages ago, Idleglen was threatened by Knoll tribes as they surrounded about. This is like 100 years ago. Solno Brightstar, a cleric of Pelor, led the people in prayer to his god for aid. Pelor was moved by the people's bravery and sent the angel Zariel to watch over them, and allowed Zariel to intercede. Zariel was of the Watchers, meant to watch, but given special permission to intercede. After driving off those gnolls so long ago, the people of this village erected a statue of Zariel to honor her. Generations later, the gnolls returned to Idleglen, this time with demons in their ranks. And Inigo himself leading the warband. Inigo being the demon lord of gnolls.
Right.
Zariel and the Hell Riders, it was rumored, came to Idleglen's aid, but not before most of the town was destroyed. Most of its peoples scattered, destroyed, butchered, debauched. The town was abandoned shortly after that. Those who managed to survive carrying the tale of the angel some tales say that the angel wept at arriving too late. Do a perception check, any two of you.
I'll do one. I mean, assuming you're not saying excluding me or anything.
Benkuhm can.
Sure.
I mean,
well,
unless
I rolled
well,
a 22.
Okay.
actually, if
I got a pretty damn good one.
I rolled
Falurie
22.
or yeah, anybody else can.
Yep.
I got a plus
Fenris, you're
4 on
quite
mine,
close.
I'll roll.
Oh, I have a +6.
I have a
Alright.
plus
so
7.
shit.
All right. Fenris, go ahead.
26.
Actually, sorry, Falurie. Falurie,
Yes.
could you roll perception? You are technically very close to that statue.
Yeah.
All right. With a 12,
I'm
not
willing
so
to
much.
sh-
is
roll
the
something,
most
man.
perceptive.
It's all good.
Holy
26
fuck.
Fenris.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
am I.
it's actually Henrietta, but the rest of you who got over 20 hear it. Falurie, you feel something, but you're a little distracted by the giant Hezru below, and you're getting ready to drop down. Okay. Sorry, did we skip Falurie? No, you did yours.
no.
You pooped. That's right.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
So, Henrietta, you hear, partly in your mind, but also in the real space, you hear a voice.
That day, I wept.
And you're just like, what? Where did that come from? It sounded surprisingly close. It might have been the statue? What do you want to do?
I'll play it smart, and I will first try to investigate for any way of, like, opening this or something.
Sure.
I have a second plan, but it's probably, this is the thing to do. I would think.
Investigate now. Perception as to look, or investigate to like look for like.
This
touch?
sounds like if I was GMing this, I'd say
Yeah.
this is investigate.
Okay, investigate.
But can I take advantage from having the locate object on?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna need that. 10, 15, I guess. Actually,
15. You step forward and you're taking an extremely close look at this. It looks like stone. You duck kind of to one side. It's hard to tell the robes, the armor. You reach up and you just try to see if maybe the fake belt, and you touch it just kind of on the what would be the belly as you reach up to this statue. And it takes you a few seconds because you're wearing gauntlets and your hands just pressing and nothing's moving. It's all just stone. And then you realize this is warm. You pull your hands back for a second and you take a close look. And
Zariel?
Yes. But no. That day I promised that the inaction stopped. That day, I promised I would not sit idle by and watch and wait. A watcher I would no longer be. And I began to gather those stricken by demons. Those with reason and stomach to fight.
Do you remember me? I'm sorry, this is important.
I do. But I don't know from what.
I promised I'd keep your sword in safe hands.
My sword.
This is taking a long time as far as turn order. Everyone else should go. We should pick this up next round.
all right.
Cool.
As you're talking, anybody who got over 20 on your perception checks there, which is Falurie. Oh, no, not Falurie.
Not Falurie.
Kootenai and Fenris, not Henrietta, but Henrietta's too busy just staring up at the
I
statue.
got a
But
22 on my perception, but whatever.
oh, okay, that's right. So you can all see the eyes of this statue are they've got this luminescent glow.
I mean, clearly I've picked up on something.
All right, but you're a little distracted by the giant toad-like demon that's growling in your face. All right, coming up next, top of the order, Benkuhm. On deck, Felicia de Tanda.
Oh, yeah, I guess I gotta go again, don't I?
All right,
Okay.
what's Benkuhm doing?
I feel like he would. What's his? Okay, he has 40 feet. So he's going to walk back to yeah. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna run over here,
Cool.
All right.
and
you go running up.
he's already raging. He hasn't lost his rage because
Not
he
yet.
did chuck it. So he's going to reckless
Nice.
and attack twice with them all.
Nice. So as he's running towards this Hezru, just leaning over Fenris, he readies his maul and just snarls and yells something like, "No!"
Yeah.
And with a 20,
No,
hits.
Fenris.
No,
Yeah.
Fenris.
So
You will not
16.
hit my little one.
Fenris, you have to duck as the maul swings past your head. All right, that hits, and with 13 points? No, plus 3, right?
16.
16
Yeah,
points.
16.
Nice,
And-
nice.
And his second reckless attack.
This thing is starting to look a little bit
Ooh,
little bit rough.
25.
25 hits.
So total 13.
Whew. Yep, that is definitely starting to show some sign of wear and tear as this thing gets bashed back 5 feet. Just flavor. As this massive Goliath slams into it just in front of Fenris. All right, that is Benkuhm. Coming up next, Felicia. On deck is Falurie.
Those names keep throwing me off.
Felicia.
Way too close.
Felice.
Yes.
What's your passive perception?
I think it is 16, but it might be 17.
That's pretty
It
good.
It's 17, yeah.
All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna say that just past this Hezru, you see these shapes emerge from this, beside this burning building. You see these guards. You see people. They're dressed in leather armor mostly. They look like they might be villagers, and they're kind of backing away from something. Their backs are towards you as they're kind of in a formation and kind of calling to each other, which is what drew your attention. And you can
Everyone look out! It's event 3!
You can see something just kind of scooting past them just beyond them in the dark, just something long and strange just past. So you do see that. And Falurie, when it's called out, you can spot them. That's what you missed on your perception check. You see these human guards and this strange snake-like creature kind of slithering through just north of the statue. All right, Felice, what are you doing?
I don't have enough non-concentration spells, is what I'm learning.
Such is the way it goes.
I don't know. I think you should just kind of cheerlead for a bit.
All right, so that's fair.
Look
Okay.
over there! There's more of them!
You alert.
Good job, everyone! You're doing
Nice.
great!
All right, coming up next, Falurie. On deck, not Fenris. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go for Buddy
The Hazer?
Hater.
Fair.
Yes.
You drop down on him from above. You like slide down the sword and then just leap and drop down on this thing. Make your roll.
All right, so we'll start off with talent attack.
Ooh, hit
Okay.
18 hits.
All right, we'll do the damage,
Nice.
and we're gonna try with a stunning strike.
Nice. All right. Ooh, does not have advantage. Straight roll. Ooh,
DC 16.
rolled a 3. It is constitutional, but not that much. So, you just drop down and just bang, hit it right on the snout as you drop with your talons and then kick off of it and land. Or are you gonna stay in the air? It's a good 10 feet tall, so it's up to you.
No, I'm gonna go on him.
All right, so you just land on him and tear into him. You manage to get close to its eyes, and the whole thing just bellows and it is stunned.
All right. Next attack.
Do it.
Poop in his eyes.
Crit, baby.
Oh yeah. All right, make your rolls.
All right. So that'd be 2d8 plus 4. Because you don't, yeah. We'll use here 2. Give me 1 second. Then plus 4.
Nice. So 17 points.
All right, I will use a flurry of blows.
Nice.
So I'll use
It is
8
just rolling backwards, trying to clutch at its eyes. Your talons, you scratch right across one of them, and it's just like, ah! Definitely stunned. All right, make your roll with advantage.
right.
With advantage.
So that's okay. So I'll roll another die. Let's see. 28.
28 hits. The 13 would not have.
7.
Nice.
And I will use another attack. 'Cause that's the beauty of flurry of blows. Okay,
Yeah.
let's re-roll that.
25 hits.
Much better.
10
And
points.
for 10.
Nice. You're just tearing it. There's slash its eyes. You kick it at one point to give it that little bit of stun, and then your last shot, you just reach right into its mouth, grab onto its tongue, and brace with both feet and pull, and it just goes. And your wings are just, and it starts to fall, and just hear this terrible sound as the tongue comes loose. And you pull it right out of its head, and the whole thing just like and falls over backwards, gagging in its own blood, and dies.
I will keep this tongue for later.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some monk shit right there. All right. Up next.
Can I butt in for a second?
Yes, you
I
can.
want to know if maybe I could have attracted the attention of the other Hezru with my shouting.
Go ahead and
I
roll a
roll for that?
persuasion. Roll persuasion.
Cool.
Not sure
Yeah.
that you'd actually want to persuade it to attack you, but maybe it might
that's
keep
the
it
wrong
from going
sheet.
inside the temple.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to run to my web, right?
Yeah.
I got a 5.
It's not that interested. In fact,
Nope.
it goes. Okay.
It's just a thought.
Speaking of, it is
Yep.
now the baddie's turn. So a couple things happen, all in quick succession. First thing, the humans are desperately trying to put up a defense as this snake-like creature goes slithering through, and you see it. It's got a
It's a
humanoid upper body, but then its mouth distends, its jaw just opens in this extremely wide, and it hisses, and it just goes, and this black goo, akin to demon ichor, goes spraying out of its mouth and just coats all 5 of them. Just splashes across, catching them in the face, and they all and some of them gag, and then they start to heave and shake a little bit. Meanwhile, on the other side of this area near the temple, the Hezru with the spear in its back from Benkuhm looks towards all this, but as it's looking towards you, it also snuffles at the air. Its nostrils just kind of vibrating, and it's got this deep guttural and it turns and dives into the open window, and all you hear after that is the sound of screaming as it dives into this temple, and you can just hear it tearing things apart in there, and you hear people just bellowing and wailing. All right, that's its turn. Coming up next.
Didn't I go before them?
You did, but I did it wrong last round.
Oh.
They got 12, you got 10. All right, Fenris,
I see.
you're up.
Oh. That sucks. Okay. When I look at, do I see this snake-like
Oh yeah,
demon?
yeah.
Do I know what it is?
It's hard to tell. Go ahead and roll an
I can't
Arcana.
remember the name of them. They're so strong.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Okay, I mean, sure. Let me just.
I feel like it's Marith. I don't know where I'm
Yeah,
getting that name
that's it.
from. Is that actually right?
Yeah, 15. That'll do. It is a Marlith.
Oh,
It
there
is
you
a
go.
large
What?
demon.
You didn't say that.
It's a Marlin?
Marlith.
Marilith.
Marlith.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
is
Way.
it is a strange, twisted snake-like demon, part humanoid from the waist up, and then from
How
the waist
many
down.
arms?
It's got 6.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Weird.
I
6
thought
arms.
so.
You know
And,
what? I'm gonna spend a plot point
Yeah,
just for fun, very quickly, just flashback, like
yeah. Let's do it.
Marlin. Let's do it real quick.
Mhm.
Like, oh wait, I haven't seen one of these, but like,
Cut back to
I was a
when
child.
you last saw one of these.
or back to when I was taught about them.
Yes,
Off
you were taught.
record?
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
were sitting around, and again, they thought you were asleep, and they were having a chat about some of the places and planes that were rumored amongst your peoples called to have gone, and they're teaching. It was actually they were teaching your parents. It was an older man. They again one of your unnamed uncles. But or unless internet, you want to give him a name. What was the name of one of Fenris's uncles in this cult of the Waykeeper? And so you were sleeping but peeking, and you would lift your head when the story got really good, and your mother and father didn't seem to notice, but your uncles like looked down and caught your eye and saw you were listening, but he didn't stop telling. He kind of gave a little wink, and he would kept telling these tales. And he says, the temple was strewn with body parts, but we concluded the cultists had summoned a powerful demon, and not lived to regret it. Not wanting to get hacked to pieces ourselves, we cut short our expedition and returned to the village with our tails between our legs. Rufus and Byrne had a good laugh at our expense, let me tell you. These creatures are, they're known to be very hard to pin down. The reason your uncle, whatever your uncle's name, Fenrir, thank you, Sarah Fabira, your uncle Fenrir, you were named after,
Of course.
said the reason this stood out is this creature is known to teleport. It walks the ways as well if you're not careful.
Off record, I had a character that was a Marilith.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, you've actually
Nice.
got the
That's
mini.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Okay. Do I have at least a sense of how powerful it is compared to a Hezru?
Um,
Oh,
compared to a Hezru, about twice as powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
they're dangerous.
okay. Okay, so like,
To be
All right.
fair, they get a lot of power from their like swordplay, right?
It's
Maybe
true.
there's something you can do there. Maybe you can
Yeah.
disarm it. I don't know.
okay, all right. I'm good to go. I will now just back to where
Cut
I'm at.
back.
I'm going to. I am going to.
You kind of give your head a shake, and you're just like, well,
Yeah. Hell's bells, guys. I am going to try it. Fine. Bonus action, Hound of Ill Omen.
mhm.
Where
Your
are
wolf
you, Wolfie?
appears behind it in the shadows, just stepping out a darker shape amongst the mist.
Oh, sorry. That is not helpful. I am going to. There you go.
There we go.
There we go. So I'm just going to assume that she's resistant to magic.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to. I think she's dexterous, so I'm not going to do anything like enervation. All right, mental prison.
All
I just kind of.
What's
Good
the
call.
DC on that?
18 intelligence save.
Okay, let's see.
May work.
Rolled an 8. 12 does not cut it.
That's four.
It
Okay,
is.
wasn't quite sure how
entombed.
intelligent she is.
It's
but,
quite intelligent, but it rolled poorly. So it is
Okay.
entombed in these swirling shadows in its mind.
Yeah, I
Nice.
just kind
And
of
it
like
begins to.
Boy, did you get lucky with that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So just kind of like I reach out and shadows just kind of seep from my fingertips and just kind of swirl around her in a shroud.
Yep.
And to other people, it's just kind of a bit of a shade, but to her, she just sees like the others had. She's surrounded by howling wolves, hundreds of amber eyes looking at her, and they start to tear and gnaw at her.
And your own wolf joins in.
5 die 10 psychic damage.
Nice. Make your roll.
Can't dazzle him with brilliance, baffle him with
Ooh, she
bullshit.
takes 36.
36.
roll.
Damn. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Nice. So she is restrained, can't see beyond, and has, yep. And I'll just roll initiative for Wolf for next turn.
Nice. All right. That ties her up quite soundly for now. All right. Oh, now as you're doing this, she's like, and she sees through the mist just for a second, and she locks eyes with you, Fenris, and she snarls, and her teeth are these, like, mostly these humanoid teeth, but then these long fangs dangling down, and she hisses at you, and she's like, "You're not supposed to be here." And then the mists envelop her.
And then I yell at the others. At least 2 of you go take out that Hezru.
All right. That's your turn. Coming up next, Darmita.
Okay. So when you said take out the Hezru, you meant her?
No, I meant the Hezru that jumped into the temple.
Where?
I
Oh,
didn't see, like, yeah, like we took
That
out one.
one.
The other one jumped in the temple. She came.
right.
I have her kind of wrapped up right now.
They
Okay.
were unarmed. There was nothing they could do. The old man says next to Darmita, staring towards the temple.
Since web is concentration, I don't need an action to get rid of it.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna let it fall. It'll
All right.
disappear into wispy magical nothing.
It begins to dissolve around, and it's now translucent. It's still hanging there, but it's weak, and you can
Yeah.
easily press through it.
Pretty good.
All right, Darmita,
Good job,
Okay.
Fenris.
what do you want to do?
I am going to
Where in the hell? Oh, you're way back there.
so did I
Where the
hear
ranger
Fenris
should be.
say go take it out?
You're looking, and you
Okay.
can see these humans gasping and retching. Some of them are joking a little bit, and then this large snake-like creature is kind of swirling there. But Fenris is pointing towards the temple, and Ella is just staring in horror. The human you rescued.
Okay. All right. Darmita, I guess then is going to attempt to go.
All right, you're pretty far away. You do still have flight if you want it.
Yeah, but my flight doesn't
Oh, it's just regular
doesn't
speed.
change my speed. Yeah, it's
right.
my regular walking speed. I just can fly. So I'm gonna tell.
Now that window that it went through is about 10 feet up. So if you want to be able
Okay.
to see through it or
Yeah.
go through it, flight would help.
Yeah, so I'll activate the boots and I will dash.
What's your speed? 30?
So 60 feet.
So you can get up on top of the wing of the statue.
Cool. Sure. Why not? And I'll see if I can look in.
And from that angle, you can see amongst all these broken boards and broken bodies, just on a... You're going to be firing with disadvantage, but you can just see the Hezru as it just pokes into sight through the window and just bashing, and you see these bodies go flying and screaming, and you can just make it out from that angle. It will be with disadvantage because it's a tight shot.
Can't do anything.
Oh, right, you dashed. All right.
I dashed.
But you do
So-
see it, and you do have your bonus action.
So I will bonus action Hunter's Market.
There you go.
'Cause I'll keep a beat on it.
You literally perch on the top of this
Ah.
wing for a second, and you look at it, and you're like, mine.
Yeah, that's the only real bonus action I have. So that's what I'll do. Is that.
Coming up
And
next.
that's it.
Coming up next, Velvet. On deck is Henrietta.
In wolf form, is there a chance that I get a little better speed than human form?
Let me check. Woofy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If we're using the Winter Wolf stats.
Yeah, if you... Probably. Let me get there. Winterwolf, your speed is 50. So yeah, a lot better.
Okay, and at a run, that'll be 100 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. How do I measure to get there?
There's
where
a
are you going, to
ruler
the
tool.
Hezru?
It's 4 down on the sidebar on the left.
So to the
yeah.
temple from where you are
20.
right now is about...
In roll 20, yeah.
Yeah. To the temple from where you are right now is about 70,
70
feet.
feet.
It would take an athletics check to jump through the window, but a large wolf like yourself could probably manage it. So yeah,
Like
you'd have
there?
room to spare. Yep. And if you're dashing, then you could... I would allow an athletics check to see if you can jump through the window. Ooh, 20. Oh, wait. Not with advantage, though. Just 18 is still pretty good. Yeah, you make it. Just jump through.
And as I go through, I can see him directly in front of me.
Yep.
Oh, goodness gracious. He's going to be cold as hell here shortly.
Nice. You can see all kinds of people in there. Just some of them dead and butchered. Some of them just screaming. Some of them in prayer, kneeling.
It's a lot of people.
I am directing it directly at him. He's big enough that I shouldn't have to worry about the deflection.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, Donnie. I'm not sure because you dashed, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't unless you have.
I don't think you would be. Oh, is that a bonus action? Your breath?
I didn't use full distance on it.
That's
But
fine.
it's
It still takes
And,
your action.
end of
It
action.
still takes up your action, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get there, and you technically have a bonus action. What I would allow is that you do have the space. You could go past this thing. You have the movement to get between it and the people.
And the people. Okay.
As
Yeah,
this
but-
massive winter wolf jumps through the window.
Turn me
And
around and
just-
face him, though.
Yeah, some of these
I don't know
people
how
are
to-
already dead.
Oh.
That's a way of doing it.
Well,
There you go.
I'm gonna do
So
it
you
that
land
way.
and get in there and just snarl at this thing, and it just... right back at you. All right, coming up next, Henrietta.
Continue talking. I've seen what you've done. I know where this goes. It's time to lay down. You don't need to carry your sword. You're right. Let me carry it for you.
There must be a way.
Wrong voice.
Wrong voice. Sorry.
There must be a way. We must demons was end. And when I got to hell, it was so much worse. When I got here, in Avernus, I saw the damage of the endless war. Nothing compared to what they do on the prime material. And now, sorry, the prime material, nothing compared to what they do here. And then I found the source, the reason that this bloody war rages is on. It was us. The Celestials unleashed the abyss. And it pours out and pours out, unending.
We can stop it. Don't have to dwell on the mistakes of the past.
Stop.
Trust in the future.
There's no
You must always
stopping
have
it.
hope. You must.
And for a second, you see not the statue in front of you. In your mind, you see the angel, not as big as the statue, just hovering in the air, holding a sword, and it looks at you, and it looks at all of you, and you see these eyes, this cerulean blue dripping of mist and time, and you see Zariel as they are now. Twisted, but still majestic, and no eyes. And instead, you see the glimmering cerulean blue above where the statue is, the eyes of the statue. And you look at Zariel before you now, taking in all of you. And her eyes what would be her eyes are these blackened gaps, torn out. And yet you still sense that you are being looked at more deeply than you have ever been investigated in your life. And then the
I'm
gaze
so glad I'm not
passes.
there.
And the gaze passes beyond you and crosses past Felice, and even sees Lulu with almost a hint of like, and then the eyes fall on Fenris. The lack of eyes, the gaze of Zariel, and the mouth twitches and then curls into a smile. Small at first, and then growing, and then
Yes. Yes. Perhaps there is something you can do for me.
And at that point, all the din of the battle, the growling, the Hezru, the Marilith, even the soldiers, you can see them almost as if in a dream turning, and they begin to bulge and twist, and their skin begins to flake, and they begin to draw their blades and turn. Benkuhm faces up against them, and they start to circle around their eyes, this frenzy as they're calling out for flesh. You see gnolls and other things, other demons begin to pile up around, more and more of them. And then in the darkness, behind where Lulu still stands and Ella back directly west, you see this massive hulking shadow in the dark. go walking forward, and you can make out this twisted knoll, but huge and twisted and dark, and it's a demon, the demon knoll, Yinsgu, or whatever his name is, and it all seems to be playing out in front of you, and you can see, you look at them, and then a second later you see them smashing in the temple and desecrating it, and then you shake your head and you're back where you are, and then you look back, and the only still points in this moment are all of you and Zariel standing in front of you, and looks at Fenris and Henrietta and all of you, and Darmita and Velvet and Felice and Falurie, and says,
We're too late, and we couldn't stop. And when I got to hell, I discovered it was the Celestials that unleashed the Styx, that drowned the plains. And then one like you, Fenris, one like you stepped up and volunteered with Asmodeus, and they sent the Styx away to the dark. But it woke something in that dark and brought forth the abyss right on our doorstep. They were overwhelmed. But we could change all that. With your help. If you are willing. If you would. All of Avernus, all the hells, may be in your debt. Name your price. It could be yours. If you would help us. If you would be willing.
Cool, I guess that's my turn.
Very anticlimactic. You see all of this going down, and then you're back in this moment again. All of you are aware of all that just went down, except maybe Velvet, who was pretty far away.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you all
sure if I could
heard
hear that. I
Oh
heard
no,
that?
you
Okay.
all.
Oh.
It was this weird kind of time warp, and then back to this moment.
I thought it was just Henrietta. And I was
No.
like, okay. Okay.
And you're busy holding those swirling mists around that Marilith. All right, that is. We'll go back to the top. But unless you want to talk, you can talk about it if you want to do something else.
Was there not a chance that I could have heard all this too?
Sure. Yeah, it was
I think
weird because the
everyone hears
Hezru was
this.
there, and then it wasn't, and then you were there, and it wasn't, and it was tearing through the people, and then back and forth until you're just like, give your head a shake. So yeah, you are all aware of what just went down.
So I will say this. Just as he's fading, or she's fading.
Zariel's still standing there
There's that-
inside the statue. You get that sense that it's right there,
Yeah.
but
I am willing, but there's a steep price. You took my parents away from me.
There is power and danger in your line. I am sorry. It was I that have been looking. But it was those pious ones on long-standing orders to find and destroy any who could be the way keepers. For their power is clearly dangerous. I wanted to find one of you, but it was the overzealous, the overpious that took them from you. But it is within my power and the power of those like me to bring them back with your help. And in return, you will present yourself to me in Avernus. You will be granted access. And together, we will end this war. And we will steer the Styx away from the abyss.
Right, of course. Still gotta go somewhere. Gotcha.
What was your purpose of trapping me down here for so long? How did my people have anything to do with this?
When I came, the Hell Riders were a motley crew. They were those willing and crazy enough to fight. And you were among them. It is good to see you again, Velvet. It has been a long time. And where is this Nishida? I can sense her. Very near.
I thought Nishida was a he.
She does Darmita's mom.
She's got it going on.
But you granted her the powers to bring me back. Okay.
I grant her plenty of powers as one of my lieutenants. Former. However, perhaps she and others may have earned a bit more consideration. There are those who would consider what you are about to try foolhardy. I entertain the idea, but there are those who hold tighter to it. But with you, Fenris, helping, not sneaking off, not wasting this opportunity. It could be just what we're after. If we have a deal, then you may leave this place. Take what you wish. And come to me in Avernus. This could be good. We could...
And after a little while, the voice fades, and you're all standing in front of this statue, and everything is frozen. All the people, all the demons, screams halted midway. And you see this sword in the center of the statue. Henrietta, you can reach up and your hand just passes right through the stone.
Nice.
And you can hold the sword. You can claim it for your own if you want. But there is a catch. As you reach in, you can hear it. You can hear Lulu behind you. Those who would claim the sword will lose themselves.
It's not for me. I just need to keep it safe.
Lulu smiles.
Turn to
Falurie,
Fenris.
there is something else glinting around the head of the statue. A cerulean blue, glowing ever so slightly. The others don't seem to notice. Well, actually, Darmita also notices, because you're the two who are up high. Oh no, Falurie dropped down. Darmita, you can see this faint glimmer from the stone statue right around the eyes. Can I get you to do an investigation check, please?
Of course. Now, no, this wouldn't be with my advantage because of put it with the favored
Yeah, I would
enemy
allow
and
it.
favored.
I would allow
Oh,
it.
that's-
Zariel is fiend. So, yeah. Not that it did you much good, but the DC was not terribly high. You can see right where the stone eyes are, a glimmer. It's almost like it's shining through the stone. There's a thin veneer of stone on the outside, but there is something encased just within that is glowing. How do you want to dig that out?
How do I want to dig?
It's
that
just
out?
within the stone. If you could shatter or pry it, do you have anything that would do that?
Let me.
The DC was 10, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was real low.
Okay.
Just giving you
Um,
a chance to miss.
Sunblade. You have your mom's
Actually,
sword.
You do have your
I do.
mother's.
I'm gonna.
All right.
It's not activated, but I do have it.
Yep.
Cool.
So you
Um,
pull it up, and it's got that. It's not the same as your mother's sword anymore. It's got a basket hilt to it, like a rapier, and you hold it for a little while, and you can kind of see. And there's this little voice in the back of your head that says,
Will it? It will come.
What are you waiting for, dear?
as this sunblade illuminates this strange. It used to be this brilliant yellow, but now it's this lavender glow, and you're just like, whoa, okay. And
Welcome
you
to
can just,
Star Wars.
you can
yeah.
draw it across the eyes, and the stone just melts away, and you can see within these two almost perfectly black orbs buried within the stone, and with a few quick slashes you can free them, and they're glowing with this blue brilliance, but these black twisted, almost sunken orbs inside, and you pry them loose. You have the Eyes of Pelor.
I carefully put them in my pouch.
It looks like they're almost rotted, but they are rock hard and twisted, and yeah, they were plucked out, but now they are in your pouch. All right, and with that,
Like
I think
Onyx.
you got what you came for.
I want to turn to Fenris. And I want to say, we can't just divert the flow. It's going to go somewhere that's not going to end this. There must be a way of stopping it at the source.
And thus begins campaign 3. No, I'm kidding.
No, like, whoa.
Did we get what we came for, though? I mean, I know we got the eyes, but
Henrietta
Sword.
has the sword.
oh, you. Okay, I missed you getting the sword.
Hold on a second. Did you actually pull the sword out?
Yep,
I
she
did.
just reached in and pulled the hilt,
Okay,
and it
I missed that
came right
part.
out from the center, as though the stone wasn't even there. And
Okay.
then, so Henrietta's arm just disappears in the stone for a second, and then boom, pulls back, and there's this long sword with this beautiful, ornate hilt. It's slightly oversized. You've seen it once before in the Dreamscape. And she's holding it, not claiming it, but holding it.
No, I specifically don't hold it by the
I mean,
handle, right.
You're able to touch it without a
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean, but that's that. Like, I would carry it like you would carry a sword that you're not using, right?
Yeah.
That is.
in
Yeah,
fact,
people
I
didn't
think
always
you
walk
have
around
an
with their swords
empty
like
scabbard,
this, right?
technically. You've been
Okay.
holding a mace.
I'm gonna turn to Henrietta, holding the sword. I'm gonna turn to the others, and I look around how everything's kind of dissolving, I guess, and I say, "All right, we need to talk."
All right.
Am I done in here where I'm at?
Yeah, you are. As you all gather around, the mists begin to swirl again, and in a very short time, you find yourselves back. Actually, in a. Oh, I didn't even get to use the fancy map, but I do have a fancy map. As the mists part and fade away, the landscape fades, and you no longer see Idle Glen. Instead, you see a temple, and you are standing in the middle of it, right next to this main dais. And by the way, these maps are by Pog Props on Patreon. You should go check that out. So if you
It's
guys,
blacked out.
oh, okay, let me see if I can drag you.
See it on stream. It's nice.
All right. Well, you know what? I can just turn off the thing because you guys see everything. You don't have to sneak your way in here. You
Yeah.
are standing next to this dais where Zariel, where Nishida and Lulu had buried the sword, and this grew up around it, and ever so slowly being twisted and turned, but still resisting the influence of hell. And you are standing there, and Henrietta's stepping back from this dais with the sword in your hand. It's almost like the realities were overlapped, and
Mhm.
now this one falls away, and you're back inside the Bleeding Citadel. And there is a second, like a beat of stillness, and then the whole place just shudders. And you see the light growing brighter from the windows that lead to nowhere. They're somewhere else, and the bloody scab that's as hard as rock that encased this begins to shift and shudder as the whole place begins to just vibrate. And Benkuhm's like, "What happening?"
So wait, are we here? I thought we were back in the other, in the scab.
No, you're
Um,
actually inside this temple. Essentially, this whole
Okay.
dreamscape took place in the distance from that door on the left to where you
Ah.
are standing now.
I see. Gotcha.
Can I
But
turn?
now you can see it. Yep,
Can I turn to Lulu,
absolutely.
who I
Lulu-
don't see on this map
He's
now?
about to be,
I
but
think
yeah.
you're just moving us over now.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to say to Lulu?
Because I just popped up. Because he's been muttering this whole time, and he had said earlier about what I'm assuming, or what Darmita's assuming, what we were just in was a dreamscape. He was there
Yep,
at the original, when that originally happened,
he was.
and all those people died.
Yep. And he actually, you look at him now, the old man, and he's just, you see tears pouring down his face, and he's just like, yes, there is nothing we could do to help them. But Zariel said that we would go, and we would watch no more, and we would make a difference. Will you, Darmita? Or will you
Yeah.
kill Zariel? Or do you mean to help them? You guys are free to talk, although the whole place is just shaking.
Yeah. I take him by hands and kind of pull him closer to me to kind of shroud him a little bit.
Mhm.
Also protect him because I don't know what the hell this shaking is.
It's
And I just kind of lean down
Mhm.
and whisper in his ear. We need to kill him. Or,
Sorry about that.
the look
because
on-
help.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, helping them. You and my mother attempted to. Didn't work. Need to end it.
I understand. But what if? What if Zariel could be? I thought there could still be good.
And
Lulu
I just,
waits.
I kind of take him by the face,
Mhm.
gently, not hard. I'm like, Lulu, you have to remember everything. Tell me everything. What happened after this?
We gathered the Hell Riders, and we traveled, and after Zariel tore forth their eyes and abandoned the Watcher post, with me by their side, we gathered those who would join us, and we went, and we found a way to go to hell, and we found allies, and they were fiendish, but Zariel insisted that the devils, although in their way, they could be more trusted than the mad abyssal demons, and we gathered the Hell Riders together, and when we were ready, Zariel opened the portal and we went into hell. And it was so much worse than we thought, and most of the Hell Riders fled. But those that stayed, well, you saw. Velvet and the others. They stayed and they fought and they died. And then Zariel raised them. After Zariel promised Asmodeus. And they went, and I did not hear what, but Asmodeus. Zariel said that Asmodeus told a tale, that it was really our fault. And Zariel wanted revenge on the Celestials. And that is when Nishida and I... It was not just against the demons then. That's when Nishida and I fled with what we thought could stop Zariel with the sword, and we brought it here. And Zariel continued to fight the never-ending war, and rose to be the archdevil, and banished me, and claimed Nishida. And swore that she would fight the demon hordes as long as she could. And I suppose, in her way, that's still what she's doing. But I still think there could be good in her. We could end this war. Isn't that really what she wants?
Heard her. I don't know if I can believe it, but you heard her. She wants me to change the flow of the river Styx.
Yes. Yes. Can I get any two of you to do it? Well, I mean, Fenris. I need you to do a history check.
History check.
Let's see how well you paid attention to those lessons from your cult.
Okay.
That's good night.
Oh, that's Kootenai. All right. Kootenai, you don't know.
Oh, it automatically rolled as soon as I
20.
opened it.
Yeah.
Roll the 19 plus 1.
19
Okay.
plus 1. That's enough.
I'm glad that's enough.
The very last time, thank you by the way, Sarah Fabrio. The very last time you saw your uncle, your namesake, Fenrir, he was going to draw away a group of paladins who were getting too close to you and your family. It wasn't imminent, but he was going to head north, and the rest of you were to head west. And you were probably about 9 at the time. And it was definitely dangerous work, but you remember him saying to you, right near the end, he said to you, "Well, boy." Okay, doesn't sound like that. "Well, boy, you'd be good for your mom. But, you remember your lessons, too. Don't do anything foolish while I'm gone, alright? And I'll tell you the things that your parents are too scared to tell you. Deal?
Oh.
And careful with deals. They have their way of, getting you what you want. But you gotta be careful what you want sometimes. It could twist around on you. Even when what you get is what you wanted to achieve. It has a way of catching your big toe and not letting go. Remember that tale I told you, okay? Internet, I'm gonna need one more name. An ancient waykeeper, if that helps. Anyway, you, listen to your mom. And don't let your dad get too high and mighty. Remember, you're the one marked. He always wanted that mark, but, you're the one. You're the one, boy. So, good luck to you. And, we'll see you again. So you've got the name of a legend that you vaguely remember was something about a waykeeper deal. Fulmix. The Fulmix tale. Silden Istra Fulmix was the name of the tale. It was very strange. Thank you, Yelvin. Very strange name, so that's why it stuck in there. You kind of called it Sillyden Filmix, and your parents did not appreciate the joke. And with a 19, you vaguely remember there was this ancient legend of a waykeeper who did something really important and sent the badness into the dark. But the dark clawed its way back. So maybe be careful if you send things places, because... And then you kind of... Some of the details are lost in your memory, but you do vaguely get the impression that, like, if you send it into the dark, you get the dark. If you send it into the light, you might put out the light. So if you're going to unleash the floods, make sure it's in a way that there is a place to go. That's a vague retelling of it from your memory. Not quite as poetic as I'd like, but it'll do.
It's an old memory.
Got the point across anyway.
Now, group, we can pause now if you want, or we can keep going. I'm willing to do either. It is
I'm
past
good to go
midnight.
for like 10 more minutes, just
Sure.
to get this wrap-up conversation.
Sure.
Because a week's gonna go by and we're gonna be like, what did we talk about?
Yeah, really.
Like, this is
Yeah.
a pretty kind of pivotal moment right here.
It really is.
It really
agree.
is.
I'm
like,
okay for
very
10 more.
pivotal.
I'm holding out for another 10 more minutes.
You
I'm okay.
guys, the whole place outside of the Bleeding Citadel, this massive temple, is vibrating, and it all of a sudden, as Fenris is kind of recalling this, and you're having a chat with Lulu, all the bits of the scab start tearing apart, and you can see the open sky in one section, and then it builds to a fever pitch, and the whole place feels like it just drops like 30 feet straight down, and you're all falling with it, and then stops, and you all just... But you don't fall over, you don't take any damage. But what goes on beyond these walls, outside of these archways... And now, the window view doesn't change. You still see eternal light peering in through that window. But through the archways on either side, you see carnage and chaos as the entire mound of this small mountain that is called the Scab tears itself apart in this massive explosion. Bits of demon flung in all directions. The caves you once crawled through, decimated. You are now out on the open plains, out through both of these archways. And you see Avernus. You're up on this hillside, looking out from the top. And not far away, you see the sticks, like right there. And you can see just beyond these gates all of this carnage strewn for hundreds of feet, if not even kilometers, raining down from the sky. Just the Scab bursts apart, leaving the temple unscarred and all of you unharmed.
Turn to Henrietta, and I turn to Darmita, and I just look at them and I say, we need to talk about what we're going to do next, because, and I point to you, Henrietta, you seem to want to redeem Zariel. And I turn to Darmita, you want to kill Zariel for very good reason, and to free your mother, I presume. And I want vengeance, but I also want my parents back. I'm not saying with what we want is necessarily fully opposed with each other. Well, maybe Henrietta's is, but I think we need to talk this out before we go any further. So And I'm willing to even get guidance from your mom, Darmita, because I'm trying to
We've-
figure this out.
We've lost her. It'll be too late now.
I don't think so. I still have a connection with her for some reason.
You can
He's,
roll
like,
a d6 if you want there, Darmita.
What?
You can roll a d6 if you'd like.
It's
It's been a day.
How lucky do I feel? Let's see. Come on. 6 or 5.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't think
Oh,
so.
no.
That's a
Um,
1. That's a 1. You reach
Oh,
out
it-
and you do not sense a connection.
All
right. It does seem very safe where you are right now. Well, relatively.
So I'm going to look at Fenris and I'm going to look at Henrietta. I understand why you foolishly hold on to the idea that she has some glimmer of good somewhere.
If we trust what
My
we just
m-
heard,
My mother, Lulu, also foolishly
Lulu flinches
the same.
visibly.
And look where they are now and where we are. Chance was given. I followed blindly. And this is what she did to my mother. That. You think she won't do the same to you? And you, Fenris. I've been trying to kill you since you were a child because you're a threat. And now they want to ally with you?
Well, they wanted to find him, says Lulu.
I think there's a glimmer of goodness in Zariel. And all this time I've wanted revenge. I'm just wondering if there's a way to bring them back, that's all. I know it's a fool's bargain. I don't think that that they can be brought back, or if they were, it would not be in the way that I would want.
They want you. You go there the way you're considering. You might as well bow down and hand them you no problem and say, "Bye," and sign the contracts ourselves. And I can step next to my mother and like her do their bidding.
Well, if I gave myself up, what if my price was your mother's contract, and for you and everyone else here to be let free?
She would never go for that, and neither will I.
Right? Henrietta?
You can do great harm if she has you. She's not getting you. Been her goal the whole time. So, no. Like Lulu said, killed your parents, likely so they could get you.
If she gets you, you'll turn on us. I don't trust her.
well, if we work with what we've heard, that's all we can do. That's all we can do for now. She came here willingly. She had a goal in mind, and I think she thinks she's doing it. You're right, she's not doing this out of some contract. She's here. with a purpose. Not about. To me, it isn't about stopping her. It's about trying to see if there's another way. And I don't mean not another way instead of killing her. I mean, unless I misunderstood what we just heard. She came here with pity and felt betrayal. This is her attempt to make things right, as misguided as that might be. We've all heard that, yeah, something terrible happened aeons ago. And it's not being helped. Maybe there is a way.
I look at Falurie, who's been awfully freaking quiet, flying about. You have a stake in this.
Not as big as you guys.
You still have a prize to collect.
I do. But I'm here to
What are your
ensure-
thoughts?
I'm here to ensure you guys is success for now. My prize. I'll know where she is. I can collect.
I have an idea.
Says Felice.
I don't really have a stake in this one way or the other, but we seem to be considering modifying the sticks in some way, and the problem is, if it's not going to the abyss, then it's going somewhere else, right? I want to flash back to my time in the bazaar.
Sure.
And I want to have seen a bag of devouring. A portal to the gullet of a massive other extra-dimensional creature. Can I see that?
You see Mahadi when others aren't looking. And he's got all kinds of things on him in his fancy inn.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got, several bags of holding, and every once in a while he will dispose of something. It caught your eye. And he has this you caught him one day kind of throwing what looked like the remains of an imp into it and drawing it up and closing it. And he looked up at you. Ah, yes, little one. So have you agreed to join us here then? And you've delayed and...
I'm happy to do what I can while I'm here, but permanent service is quite, lofty goals. I can't be pinned down in one place for too long.
Well,
you know me.
I can't be coy for all of eternity, but that's fine. Go and hang out with your barber friend and have a good time. Make yourself useful. Pay for your meals. Next time I go back to the mortal plane, I can bring you along, if you wish.
Well, I am still expecting. I have faith that they will show up eventually. They are tough. You'll see.
Mortals on their own here? That doesn't usually end well. But
with my time with them, I narrowly had to lift a finger. It was quite the spectacle.
Yes, well, you should be a bit careful with that. And he points at your chest. and your mimic chest plate is busy nomming down a tablecloth. You spend the next few minutes prying it apart, and he's laughing.
Stop it!
And he's
Never do got that.
Yes,
Stop
well,
now.
everyone's got their surprises. Just remember, even that could get full. Anything can fill up. Eventually. There is no empty abyss. Even the abyss isn't empty. Whatever's down at the very bottom came clawing back up. There are very few places that are truly bottomless. Well, very few. Almost none.
Cool. Flashback.
Flashback.
Flashback. Darmita, I think like the game plan right now is we have the sword. We originally cut the chains, used, and I don't say it, but I kind of like with the rod, like use that. We can get out of here. I don't know if like if we have an opportunity, we can take a shot at Zariel, but I don't know if we're strong enough to go up against an devil. Like, let's think this through. What's the next step? My thought is that my original thought was that was the game plan. Sword, cut the chain, rods, control this companion thing, get us out of here.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I want to save as many lives as I can.
We'll save whoever's left at El Terrell and get us out of here. That was the plan.
It includes all of you.
It's all
I
of us.
need to find my mother's contract.
Yes.
Agreed.
There's that. Agreed.
Didn't come down here with that plan. But I didn't come down here ever thinking there was a chance.
As much as I'm sure there's something that can be done, my duty is to save lives, not lose mine on some fool's errand. I'm with you.
My mother's life, me, isn't a fool's errand.
No, I'm ending this war.
I don't care about their war. Taken everything from me. They've taken everything from Fenris.
Also taken away from me.
They didn't take everything, Darmita. Benkuhm puts his hand thump on your shoulder.
And they certainly tried.
I love him. Oh, Benkuhm.
And he
I
goes.
want to do something,
he,
but I'm not sure whether it's going to help us at all.
he grabs Lulu, pulls him in, and was like, "Little old naked man too."
All right. I mean, we stick to the plan and we figure out a way to get your mom's contract on the way. Maybe an opportunity will open up as we
I
play our cards.
think it's close to her. She's keeping that one close.
What we do, what we're about to do, it will draw her out.
Mm-hmm.
We could take the opportunity, take the risk, nab that contract, and boot it out of there.
I look at Hen. I'm like, I can potentially distract or something, or give you an ability to not be seen by her. And you do the thing you do. Find that contract.
To Falurie?
No, I say it to Henrietta, who I know has locate object.
Right.
Right. Actually, you've got more than just that. Darmita, when you were destroying those stiles back in the Hellrider Keep,
Yeah.
most of them had two parts. The tiny little paper part and the stone.
Right, the carving.
The carving. And you had to destroy both to release those Hellriders. You never found your mother's carving.
Oh, I thought it was on the stone.
Oh,
No, her carving was on this. Carving was
Estelle,
there.
But the contract wasn't.
but the
But the
little
contract
strip
wasn't.
of paper was not.
Yeah.
Yes. I have her. I saw her
I
journal.
think you smashed it with Benkuhm's hammer.
Did. I
Would
lost
you like to
my
spend a
mind.
plot point?
Yeah, I'll spend 100 of them.
You reach into your bag, and your hand closes around a small stone chunk. Your mother's name. Well, technically it says Ashida, because you were mad and smashed it up. But you have a small chunk of the stone contract, the one half. And if I remember correctly, to find the path, you need something of the destination.
Yeah, I believe so.
She pulls it out, shows it to Henrietta. Worth a try.
Do I get to find the path back, or are you asking me to roll?
It's go ahead and roll it.
It's been a while since I've rolled. Is that 3?
You can't do it today, but another day.
I take
It's
it from
possible.
you. I look at you and I say,
I'll actually give it to her willingly.
if we can trust what that echo of Zariel was saying, we might be able to get close under this guise of actually having a conversation here. We don't have to make any deals. And we just gotta make sure we have an escape plan.
Those are always important.
I don't want to perform divine intervention, but I want to see if maybe I commune with my God.
Sure.
Knowing what we are up against, what my friends have gone through, we take upon this mission. Would you be willing to help us get out of our situation at the end? I'm sure it'll come with a price, and I've already paid many prices for you.
just in case, are you sure? Do you know that can't be understood, or is it set too high? Just want to make
No.
sure
I
before
mean,
you.
I'm assuming your
wax
god
poetic.
is some kind of weird shifter god. You hear a rumbling, a growling in the dark.
No.
What's your god?
It's Ares.
Oh,
Ares.
all right. That doesn't fit at all. All right. Let me.
I mean, it could.
You're asking if it can help you?
If he would be willing to help us at the end of it to get us back to some sort of civilization.
I will always help those at war. And you are at war. I may not always be able to help you the way you want, but I will always help.
You guys hear that at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you get like 3 more questions or something. 2 questions. Do you want to know anything specific?
For commune, it's 3 total.
Yeah. So you get 2 more questions.
That's good. I'll save the other 2 for another time.
Sure. We can cut back to that if you need to. All right.
Okay, so
Just out
I
of
think-
curiosity,
yeah.
If it was put to a vote, I guess you guys
Players or
vote
characters?
either. It sounds like nay, yay if possible, on the fence, and
For what?
No,
Sorry?
What
abstain.
are you
That's what I-
yaying and naying?
And who are you pointing to exactly?
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be a
Come
table
on,
talk.
there's
I think what he's saying is it's a 50-50 draw between us all.
It's kind of in a balance. You could go either way, whether you want to take a deal or whether you want to continue with the plan.
Well, I don't
to
think
fight
any of
your way
us want to take a
I
deal.
think we were pretty consistent, actually. At least the
Okay.
way I understood it, and I could be wrong, was we want to get close enough to get Nishida's contract, save Eltrail, and get out of here, and just ignore this
out. All right.
BI.
And
But
as
how
Fenris
we
said,
do
if we
that-
get a swipe on the way out, then
Yeah.
I could see Benkuhm carrying
It's a
Darmita
how
on
you
his
do that.
back, and she gets like 3 shots off. Yeah.
Honestly, what I'm seeing is heist movie where we got like 4 different things going on, different places in hell. We
Yeah.
flash
It's a
back
shadow
between
runner.
each segment.
Yeah, it's basically under the guise
shit.
of doing a deal, nab the
Oh,
contract.
yeah.
It's a heist
Yeah.
movie.
It's Ocean 666.
There it is.
666.
There you go.
Good
think
night,
that's-
folks.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
No, that's the name of next episode.
Next episode is Ocean 666. Speaking of, it's pretty late. I think we're probably gonna
Yeah.
call it there.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
You guys leave the temple and you turn around and it just goes translucent behind you. You're essentially on a mountaintop in Avernus, right next to the Styx. That's where we'll pick up next time with your heist movie. And
I'm going to end it, if you don't mind, with
Yeah.
one thing. As we're leaving, I guess, in our vehicles and probably taking a rest, and I kind of, put my head down as well. And I'm just going to say one word, as I'm not say it, but in my mind,
Mhm.
Veracess. Just end that.
Nice. I like it. All right. And with that, we're going to stop for the night. Now, Internet, your
Wow.
work is not done here. Thanks so much. We need a title for today's episode as well. We've already got next episode, which, it's getting close. Although it depends. I mean, you guys almost started campaign 3 right there. But any suggestions either from the internet or the players for tonight's episode? Ooh, Yalfen had one. Almost there. Stay on target.
I like that. We are almost there. If we stay on target.
Are you sure you can pull out in time? Oh, that's the episode of something else. Almost there. Stay on
Popping
target.
the scab.
Popping the zit. Last episode I called pick the scab.
Pulling the scab. Popping the
Pull the
scab. I
scab.
don't know. But
Oh,
You got the
Description.
Bleeding
eyes.
Citadel.
You got the eyes. You got the sword. I didn't
Yeah.
plan for that, but I was like, okay, just kind of happened.
and we have the name.
And you have the
Yeah.
name. So
We got
Well,
everything.
Zariel will be at their weakest state if it does come to that.
though I don't know if you reveal that you have the eyes.
I
That's
have
true.
not yet.
That is true.
That's why I said I don't think we can take out Zara, because I'm thinking, well,
Oh,
You know.
and that helmet is lost. It's gone. And so
It's gone. Cool.
Henrietta is free from the helm.
No, I think retroactively, in all reality, I think Darmita would have told you as soon as things tempered down. The thing is, she
Look what
is
I got.
concerned. Like, the only reason I don't think Darmita would have, and I guess, Todd, I want to ask you out of character, or out of game, like, this, since we've been in contact with Nishida's been very clear about the great importance of being careful of what's being said, what's being taught, what's, because, people, prying eyes.
Yeah, archdevils, and there's all the politics of hell, all the different layers and levels.
And they know things and can see and hear things that, you're not. Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, actually, cut to that just for 1 second. Somewhere inside a massive volcano, this pit fiend known as Bel is just busy hand over this pool of lava, staring at the flames that are making shapes in front of him, and he's just like,
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, he's
No.
watching us.
oh yeah, there's a bunch of eyes on you now, literally.
Oh yeah, literally. I don't know necessarily that she would very freely state that she has it because of that fact.
Right. So you might just
So
have pocketed it.
where we are right now, it isn't safe. But would it have been safe while we were in the dreamscape?
It would probably have been safe within that temple before
It
you left.
didn't even occur to me that we didn't know because you literally turned on a lightsaber and cut their head off.
It's
Like,
did.
I kind of just assumed we all saw that.
But did you see what I grabbed?
That's fair, right? You had to make it like a perception check for that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fair enough.
Anyway, I think you probably felt relatively safe within the temple. I mean, the sword
Okay.
was safe there for a very long time. So
Okay,
Right.
then
yeah,
I do.
So the only reason why I said what I was saying, because I was thinking we're safe in the temple for a little while.
Yeah, so I
I'll
do
go ahead.
think retroactively, all honesty, Bela, the player, forgot. Because I'm a little not on top of it, but I think that she would have let him know, like Fenris know, that we have everything now.
Mhm. Oh, and one last little twist towards Falurie. At some point, as you're walking out, Lulu, who now finally has some clothes, somebody shares a cloak with him or something, and he looks over towards Falurie and goes, "Oh, that's a lovely solar's bow you've got there. Careful."
What? Sorry?
Solaris Bowl?
Solar's bowl.
A solar's bow.
Wow.
What?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Very, very high-ranking celestial.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Nice.
I recall having the bow. I just didn't know what it was called. So
Yeah. Oh wow.
Because we didn't identify it.
Just kind of casually mentioned it.
Cool.
It
Did
is.
anything?
It is a slaying longbow.
Let's see if I can use it.
Yeah.
And now
Sure, why
roll
not?
initiative between
Monks.
Falurie and Darmita as she murders you for the weapon.
I'll trade her.
Anyway,
I will-
just putting that on there because I've been sitting on that particular pile for a while. You also
I would give her the
Dreamscape
my mother's
rapier.
sword.
That's
would
a
give her
pretty
my
good
mom's
trade.
sword.
It is a rapier that is a lightsaber sunblade, and it's got
Mhm.
a special ability, by the way. It's got 1d8 charges per day, and you can spend charges to do sneak attack, double charges to gain an advantage, and if there are no charges, well, let's just say don't run low.
What's its max?
Kaboom.
1d8 a day.
By the
It maxes out at 9.
Cool.
By the way, I just used a sunblade because that's all I could find.
Yep.
Um,
That's basically what it is, but it's got this extra ability from Archibald.
okay.
And it's got no, it always had finesse.
It is.
Yeah. never
It
mind.
is finesse.
That is finesse.
Yeah, it's real easy to use, so it's considered a finesse weapon.
Cool.
Well, I would be willing to make that trade, and I would take the Solaris bow.
We can talk about this in chat.
It's
Did
Yes,
anything
true.
we
need to
will.
change
But
in
the-
that scene with new information,
But
or
the nerdy people
did everything
who want to read
go the
stats
same
and
way
stuff.
that we already said?
I think it went the same way generally. I think though maybe I'd want to take a look at these eyes and try to understand what they do with an Arcana check. But that could be next episode.
That'll
do that
probably
next
be.
time. Cool.
I gotta think
Yeah.
about that.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Good game,
right,
everybody.
all right, almost there. Stay on target. I think that's gonna be our episode name for tonight.
Mine was just Life in the Bleeding Citadel.
Life and Death in the Bleeding Citadel. Sounds like a novel by Judy Blume. Just saying. Life.
All right, guys. I got to take
Hello, hello, Azrael. It's Margaret. Are you there?
All right, thanks very much. Stick around for the credits. Give credit where credit is due for
Did I-
all the music.
Did I show you guys these?
All right, guys. Good night.
Whoa, those are old school.
Hey,
Bye, Carl.
Those
Those
are the
are-
originals.
These are the original first edition D&D.
Wow.
Ooh, I am gonna put that on the stream. Just one sec. There we go.
It is.
Guys, I'm passing out too.
All right, thanks very much.
But it
We'll
is
see you next time.
streaming.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Yep, Gygax and Arneson. Very nice. Those are collector's items for
And-
sure.
Well, that's why I don't get rid of them.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
those-
sell those. Don't trade those. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. We will pick up
Bye.
where we left off. It looks like we got at least another episode in us. Have a great night.
Liz, yeah.
Well, it depends on how many side quests you freaking take. Just because it's in the name doesn't mean you have to take every goddamn one.
We
All right.
didn't.
I think that was
This
a good
wasn't-
little discussion at the end.
You guys did a
Yeah.
great job.
This wasn't a side quest. This was a. We had to do this.
Yeah, you got it all.
This
Yeah.
was a
Gotta-
requirement.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for
Good night.
watching
Good night.
and listening.
I-
Cheers. SideQuest Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We try to record all of our games as much as possible, whether that's Dungeons & Dragons or Shadowrun or another tabletop role-playing game. Just a quick side note about all the licenses and copyrights involved. Our music is all Creative Commons attribution music on our live stream video feed or YouTube replay or Twitch VOD. We always attribute each individual artist, so be sure to check out those individual artist attributions. Lots of love to so many people who make their work available so that we can do what we do. So thank you. It influences our game. It makes it immeasurably better. So much appreciation for them. Let's not forget the makers of the games. Dungeons & Dragons is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. They own it. They make it available to all of us to play, and it's wonderful. We are in no way affiliated with them, and nor do they endorse this podcast, but we are very appreciative. The other game we often play is Shadowrun, which is Catalyst Games. And again, we are not affiliated with them and they do not endorse us, but we really appreciate their game and we hope you appreciate our game. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and watch for those live games once we're streaming them out. And of course, we do accept suggestions for names, so please hit us up on Instagram and name our stuff. All right, thanks so much. I'm Todd, and this has been SideQuest Live. We'll see you again soon.